Ooh, I can't see a thing. Ah, too bad. Let me have a little bit more setup first while waiting. Almost accidentally clicked end screen because of it. Okay, good. You know what? This thing has been taking age to connect. Yeah, sometimes Vupe can do that. Ooh. Hi there, everyone. My name is Kirivaku, and I'm your host and your voice with a voice without too much of a voice. That's the reason I haven't been streaming for quite a while. I editing like a lot of video stuff, and also I want to take a break. So yeah. Anyone have the chat now thingy going on there? Ooh, finally, we connected.
Hello.
Hello there.
You do that way too well. Hi.
What? Sorry, I missed it.
You look like a Digimon.
Ah. Well, thank you, I guess.
I see you're alive.
Well, I am alive because while there's lots of people like it's like middle of the night for them, for me it's like morning in the 11.
It is nighttime for me.
So yeah, I live in Malaysia, so like generally I live the exact opposite time zone of most people using Vupe.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, most of the case yours is like 11 p.m. and then I am 11 a.m.
Oh my goodness. My goodness gracious. Well, you have a wonderful night.
But night for you, day for me. Hold on a bit, I'm still trying to fixing some of my stuff. Alright, let's continue to do my drawing stuff while waiting for other persons. Okay? Sorry that I ate something spicy, so like I have to constantly clear my throat right now because of it. Well, there's still so many things I still need to draw. This particular scene I have to swap out a lot. Basically, this show the space arcade, and then this show her in front of a, you know, a arcade machine, and then the framing needs a little bit better framing, to be honest. I'm trying to like fix it up. It's going to take some time for me to actually fix it up. And gosh dang, I hate this thing. Hold on a little bit. I think I can fix it. Oops, wrong thing. While at it, let me do a little bit of switching. Because it's not going to have like lots of people here, so I'm just going to like watching YouTube while at it. Hold on a little bit. Ooh, there's someone here. Hey, hi there.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, doing great, doing great.
How you doing?
A little bit of drawing, a little bit of group chatting, a little bit of streamings, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, it's the first time I'm trying Vupe, so it seems pretty fun.
It's actually really fun, but I think you missed like the call time where lots of people are there.
Yeah, it's okay. A couple people just, I'll talk to anybody. A couple people's fine.
Because
there's a bunch of events coming up. I'll see if I'll come out to one of those.
Yeah, you have to track the event time to actually drop in. If you want to like meet a lot of people around those time. Unless you don't really have lots of social battery, then you just like have one very long chat done.
So what have you been drawing?
Oh wait, most of my things is gone now. Hold on a little bit. Usually I have a screen that show my screen.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, right now I'm drawing. Right now I'm drawing a comic at the moment.
Oh, right on. That's cool.
Yeah, fun thing about like VTube Studio, you can actually put your entire stream like live on your face.
That's a lot of power.
Yeah. Let me crop it.
And what's the comic about?
This is a comic about VTubers.
No,
Or you can say comic for VTubers. It's because like I generally want to like make a comic. It's more like a good shout out for all VTubers. But so I created like a story that is basically my character is the void itself, so he can travel through like different dimensions. And using that power, I walk into other VTuber like domain, or like you can kind of say like dimensions or like place, and have like a fun like comic skit with them. I actually have like the first chapter already done. This is the second chapters. I have an intro chapter, first chapter is done, and then now currently on the second chapters on a this one is a VTuber called Ryu VT or Ryu Elder Blue.
It sounds like a really good idea, to be honest.
Yeah, and also technically my face is in there, so like those kind of like webcomic always have like that issues that people trying to like crop your name out and steal your stuff. I might have a little bit immunity to that because my face is in there. Yeah.
Can't crop that out.
Unless that guy really have a bone to pick with me, like literally like copied it and then like edit my face out. Then if he managed to do that, I would say like kudos to you. Yeah, you earned that shit.
Yeah, really. Comic might lose a little context though.
Oh, well, that is why I say like if you manage to edit stuff out to the point that myself is exactly not going to be in there anymore, that's like a huge ass of load. Like it's basically a bunch of work to actually do.
Yeah, so that doesn't happen.
I'm actually fine with it. If the person actually like spend his time just to that, like like that sometimes you will be impressed by your enemy of that dedication of just want to point a middle finger at you.
That sounds like you're pretty cool about it. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So if this is super not peak hours for Vupe Chat, what are you doing just sitting here?
Again, I keep drawing and like waiting people dropping by, have a little bit chat here and there. It's fine with it. Right now I haven't really started yet because I just started my stream. So my engine haven't really started. This is why you can hear me like fumble lots of words. English is not my first language. I need some time to warm up.
Hey, you're doing a great job.
Yeah. Just being Malaysians, I think like most Southeast Asia country know how to speak English, to be honest. How great it is really depends. If you want a very Uncle Roger like kind of experience, if you go to Malaysia and Singapore, you will meet lots of people sound like that. Ooh. Timer's out. Either way, I'd add a nope. Yeah, doing great. Needs a little bit of time to reframe a lot of things that I'm doing right now. Today's again, like if you are hearing the conversations, we are making comic today, but I also need to do a few more setup. Do I edit? Hold on. Where is... Okay. Alright, good. Let's see, while we are waiting for another person dropped in, let's have some things to watch while at it, okay?
They want revenge. That's all while we once again turn back to Cinder, the Hellhound Wolf Vtuber, now absent
that was
for
loud.
6 weeks, alongside the Pyro Pup Center, self-described as a refuge for Cinder fans. 2 days ago, updating with Cinder's Discord server is unlocked now. It's probably going to be temporary like last week, so go and enjoy your time with the rest of the Pyro Pups. And also reporting that very same day, on Cinder's Twitch.tv channel, we reached a level 15 hype train.
Art streamers. Yeah, you can do it. It's not like I have any beef with like any artist. I'm the type of artist just like fine with anyone. Essentially, I learned most of my art from certain like you can call him stream artists or like YouTube content creators. It's called Sakura Yashin. He used to be very famous around his like era, when I was starting to learn my drawing. But you know what? YouTube aren't being kind to him, because like there was like this one period of time that he dedicated to, you know, do a lot of like mental awareness kind of like campaign, and YouTube decided to kind of like not canning his channel, more like bury his channel in the algorithm because of that. I do feel sad a little bit about it. And being an art streamer and being a, being an art streamers and being an art content creators, getting shout out is really, really important, because we are actually quite unknown, relatively unknown for a lot of reasons. And sorry, my voice is actually really tired for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't stream yesterday. Oh wait, I did stream yesterday. Oh, I guess that's why I'm running out of my voice. I've been using this very, very Asian accent for the entire day. Yes. Being a Malaysian, you can do that. Yeah. Ooh. You know what? I'm really admiring people who can draw the manga. I have this manga cooked up in my head for ages. I cannot draw it. It's not that I always feel like the story is already complete a long time ago. It's just that I never managed to draw it, because you know what? If the thing has been cooking up in your brain for ages, you have this very like, deep sentimental value to that story. And when I draw it, I feel like I'm not justifying, my art skill is not justifying like the thing I want to show. So always I'm stuck at the first or second page, unable to proceed. So right now I'm kind of like warming up, just to draw a lot of like comic verse. Like as time passes, I will like slowly learn how to do a better job at it. I can actually show you. It's going to be slanted a little bit, because I curve my monitors for like, a little bit like effect thingy there. But hold on, let me bring up the comic. Void Walker. You know what? That is like a very like funny coincidence that happens to my comic right now. My comic name is actually like I'm using the void to walk into other VTubers and then have like a fun comedy skit. And I've decided to call it Void Walker, but just so Thunderbolt, like the Marvel movie that came out not long ago, and there is a shipping tag. It's literally called Voidwalker. I was like, holy shit, the coincidence. And I can't use the tag at the moment for my comic because people just keep putting a lot of like, shipping stuff in there. So I kind of like I have to rename the entire tag into Kirei's comic or like Kirei's Voidwalker. Yeah, too bad. I can't just flat out use Voidwalker. Oh, where was I again? Yes. So this is the first chapters. There is. If you actually go to my Twitters. Oh yeah, I switch out the different Twitters. Now I actually got 2 separate Twitters. One is for my one is for the comic. Another one is for the my VTuber channel, because I don't want like sometimes when I do like VTuber Cloud, like my channel get like a shadow ban, and it sort of affect like the effort I put in my comic. So I now have a second channel just for posting comic. The pin page is actually the intro comic, so you can read it from there. I'm going for a square format first, and then technically I draw in any format. I just draw whatever I like. That is the beauty of this comic. This comic is a very experimental comic. I can draw soft shading, hard shading, my carving style, the very manga-like kind of like setting, or like in any kind of setting, or webtoon kind of setting, like comic strip, those kind of things. It's basically I can do whatever I want. It's my comic in the first place, of course. Depends. Obviously, there's no horror stuff, I guess. It's generally lean toward comedy, because the things I do is basically my characters have a skill called void walking. So he will walk into other VTuber domain and then have like a very lore-friendly skit over there. Generally, it's more lean toward comedic side because I'm somewhat of a comedian myself. But sorry, right now I don't really have the voice for it. I sounds really tired for some reason. I have no idea. It's not like sound really tired. I sounds really monotone. Let me try to readjust my voice a little bit. I guess I am a little bit sick today, so like my voice is kind of like really difficult to adjust, So you can see like this is my first chapter technically. It's called is a VTubers called Axolotlosis. Axel is a axolotl VTuber, so I create like a infographic like kind of like chapters. The story itself sounds like infographic, but I make it as entertainment as possible. Like doing this the Patrick style like katana meme, and then do the void slash on the axolot. Like most of the time people like do infographic about axolot, they would just draw a dotted line that got cut and then they recover from it, and then like that's all. Like the regenerative ability of axolot. So generally, while like halfway to kind of like explaining, I'll be like chotomate. So it's basically it's a joke about like if I cut her in half, will I get a if I cut her in half, like will I get a extra axle if I do that? I want to write more stuff, but too bad. Twitter is only let you post 4 image. So I only have limited amount of space to do like one-time posting. Yeah, I don't want to like do like too much post, because last time because I'm posting my own VTuber stuff and posting my comic stuff and like my art commission stuff in the same time, Twitter decided to flag me as a bot and and sort of like shadow ban me. So well, that's one of the reasons why I kind of like have like 2 separate accounts at the moment. So it kind of like mitigate my posting and stuff. Usually I will spend like 1 day kind of like do mass posting and mass like social media contact and stuff. But yeah, generally it's like that. And right now, usually I was like in this scene, and wait for people to drop by, have a little bit fun and chatting while I'm kind of like, I'm chatting and drawing at the same time. Right now the Vupe chat is like pretty barren today. So yeah, sadly, I'm just alone in there while waiting for people to connect. Either way is fine. I am posting on Instagram, but my Instagram is actually also quite invisible, because my Instagram right now is also a second account. My first account got flagged as bot again. I guess I have a really bot behavior, huh? I'm not really sure why. But the first account I have in Instagram got flagged as bot. I can't stream in there, this and that, yeah, that stuff. So I kind of fed up with it, and then like kind of like distant away from Instagram for quite a while. But I am reactive back because of the shadow ban I found out from the Twitter stuff. Because you can go to check that your Twitter is like shadow ban or not. Last time I checked about it, and then I decided to like go ahead and like posting it at Webtoon. Really depends, because my comic is a social media comic. It's designed to be like that. This is why I don't really have a fixed format on different chapters. It's like you will see like one chapter is like square format, another chapter is like book format, and then another chapter is like Webtoon format, those kind of stuff. Because generally I just like drawing, and I want to experiment and draw whatever I want, whatever I felt for that comic that time. So everything have like their own like own special unique side, especially when it comes to like representing the VTubers. Different VTuber, I might have to use a very different art style and format because of them. So posting in Webtoon, which is a place that has standards, is going to be a little bit much more difficult than anything. Yeah, it's not like you can just do something like this chapter and do something like that chapters. You are going to get complained to know tomorrow. So social media at the end is still the best way for me to kind of like post this thing. I will still post my work in my YouTube community tab, which is one of the most hilarious thing to say that is because it kind of works, It kind of works. Oh, you're using Clip Studio, huh? Let me teach you some very, very special art style I have, shall we? Let me open this thing up. This type of art style is a tool that only functionable if you're using Clip Studio. Ta-da! I'm going to use this art style to make a comic one day. Maybe one of my comic panel is going to be using this kind of style. It's slightly easier and harder in the same time. Depends on the person's. Well, not jump scare enough. I can do something like this. Hold on a little bit. Yeah, if it's not jump scare enough, I can do something like this. You know, clips. VTube Studio, you can just drag and drop shit now, so I can do something like this. Ah! My head got chopped off! Ah! Yeah, this is the right fun way to do it. Yeah, usually I do this in Vupe chat. It's kind of you know what, people drop in. If you don't know what Vupe chat is, it's basically like Omegle but for VTuber. And when they dropped in, they would be like, "What happened here?" But yeah, since I made the artwork, originally the artwork is supposed to be, have the mascot here. I just decided to, I yeet you off. Oh, I yeet the wrong people off. I yeet you off and then re-render it one more page. So my head now can be stuck in there. Yeah. But yeah, if you are curious how I managed to make the line art like this, I didn't draw. Yes, it's real. I didn't draw this thing. I can open up another one that I made, and technically I can just drag it to here. To be honest, I don't really have a lot of secret. Okay, my name is not even a secret because it's not actually my name. I draw a lot of things called carving style. If you kind of see this is the essence of carving style, those kind of things. I don't know why it's blurred. Maybe this is a different. Oh, this is small one. So yeah. So this is what I call a carving style, and then there's also this thing. Yeah, I have a coloring page project. If you go to my Ko-Fi, you can actually find this for free. You can use it as a coloring page because the PNG thing. I have the entire transparency here in the Ko-Fi versions. If you want to play with some coloring page, this is the best way. And this one, my most proudest carving style work. So yeah, if you guys want to learn how to do this thing, if you have a Clip Studio Paint, let me open up one thing. It's generally because I can't draw. Yes, every single time I can't draw, everyone will look at me, look at that particular artwork that plastered on my face right now, and then they'll be like, "You can't draw." Yes, I can't draw. Most of my line art is actually pretty shit. So if I just generically draw a face here, Okay, now I got a face here. And to use this thing, to use this special style, you have to go to this particular palette. See, like you can have like the place, like the tool that you draw like square or this and that, yeah, that stuff. You have to select something called lasso fill, which is basically a lasso tool, but the moment you kind of like release, it immediately snap to like the starting point and then fill up the entire thing. So I'm going to use it this way, faded it, add another layer underneath it, and boop, and also slowly carve and chip it into shape. So essentially I'm not drawing. I am not drawing the line art. I'm actually just putting colors on it and then slowly chip it into shape. Usually instant lasso fill is a tool for you to do coloring fast. This is why like artists can do a lot of like, you know, flat color like really fast. This is basically one of the methods to do it. And because how I usually do it, you kind of think about it. How can I do something like this and then like chip it like this? It's because that's the second part of like why this only can be work in like Clip Studio. Clip Studio have 3 color palette. Usually when we go to art software, there's like 2 color palette, like the primary and secondary color. They actually have the third one, is called transparency. So you can use the same brush. Imagine I have this very high texture brush, okay? So this brush have lots of textures on it, right? So if I just use a normal erasers, now they doesn't look like, you know, this erase part doesn't look really like the textures that I put on, right? But if you are using the same brush, not using eraser, you're still using brush, and then click on the transparency, you will erase with your brush textures. See it? This is not like that noticeable. Let's do something like this. Yes, like this one. So if you want to use like coloring, something like this, you'll be like, oh, too much, and then you do something like this. And then, oh, too much, and then, oh, too much, oh, too much, oh, too much. Something like that. See? Having this ability to do this, you can do a lot of shit. And utilizing this skill, I'm using the lasso, using a lasso tool to sort of like plot out the shape. And you know what? Just chip the shape out. Chip the shape I want, and then voila, we have it. And if you kind of see like this, it's like, oh, I don't want my chin to be too sharp, so just chipped it. And then it'll be like, oh, I don't want my cheek to be that sharp, just add more. And then slowly curved it. You know, something like that. So essentially, all the work I did not draw them. Why I'm calling this carving style? I actually legitly carve it into shape. It's like molding in real life, but on digital side, you know? It's like sculpting, yes, sculpting. So all the art I just showed before, like this one, is actually created using this method. It have one glaring weakness, obviously. On detail side, it might be a little bit much more difficult because you need to spend more time on the detail. So I usually, at the most beginning prototype that I made, the most beginning prototype that I created, I actually say hi to me. I have another channels that hybrid showing my face and my VTuber at the same time. This is why I say like I'm not really afraid of lost. So again, like back to the main point. My early prototype, because I understand like I can't do detail that well, I actually have like this very heavy shadow inking back in the days when I created this like style. It's kind of like I have like a lot of shadow there to kind of like cover up the detail, so I don't have to do too much detail. At a distance, it just looked nice. Not until you zoom in. Not a lot of people zoom in into artwork most of the time, unless you're the artist. So you can kind of can see this. So there's a lot of detail is actually covered by, by this like very heavy inking. You don't get the chance to like see too much detail. Oh, this one I like the most. Back in the days. Yeah, this is when I start to like try to go for more detail. And then I'd be like, oh no, detail is really not my thing. Speaking about Gunabo, it's like the waist used to be much more bigger. Because like the shape is really weird if like she have a fat ass, so like slowly like chip out the ass into this like current shape. It used to be much more bigger booty. Sorry that I'm a little bit sick. My nose is very clogged right now. Where is it? Oh, yes, here. This one is the image that created this style. Technically, it's more like, it's not like created this style, it's more like, the image that somehow made this kind of like method process of like how to do like this like carving style kind of like click with me. So because of this, like this image like started my journeys of like starting to invest more and trying to like create a proper like standard operating procedures for all the carving style, how to do it properly, how to do this, how to do that. This is the first ever image that kind of like make it click. Because you can kind of like see like the head is actually really nice in some sense if you kind of see it that way. Nah, it's fine. I used to have no viewer. Yeah, yesterday I played Uncle Kirei role a little bit too much. Now my voice is like gone today. Yeah. Yes, I can speak like a normal Malaysians, but Uncle Kirei is a little bit, I use way more energy to do it. If you guys didn't know, I'm also a voice actor. So I usually change my voice a lot in my stream, but obviously it's straining my voice because I'm sick at the moment, so it makes me like even more. I think I'm already sick yesterday. I should actually take a Panadol so I get like a little bit better like afterward. Hold on a little bit. I'm trying to find my medications. can't even see that well today, to be honest. It's a miracle I decided to do it raw on stream. It's like everything is a little bit blurry right now, so yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to find my Panadol. I think I lost it. Holy shit. My table is a mess. Oh, simply because I'm sick, I can't really see it at the moment. If you want to become like a VTubers, I don't need to sound like a broken record, but you can try look up to Suica kind of like model if you have the. Okay, I tried. I can't find it. I have no idea where it went. My table is a mess, and having so many medications on my table is very confusing because they kind of look alike. I remember I grabbed and tried pack of it. You know what? I'm just going to the downstairs and then like pop 2 pills and then I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Maybe after an hour or so, I will start to feel better. Well, really depends that you want to become a just one platform streamers or multi-platform streamers. Like, I'm a multi-platform streamers, so even if I'm like successful in Twitch, it's just I'm fine with it. If I ever get banned in Twitch, my other channel still stand. I would honestly say like this is the era of like multi-stream. You might have to spend some time figure out how to do that. Is there anyone managed to like connect it into my Vupe chat while I was gone? I totally forgot about Vupe chat. Yeah, there's no one here. Good. Well, hey, happy birthday. And again, like, I sound really tired right now because I'm sick. I'll try my best to do a little bit of drawing while having a little bit chat. But if I have nothing to chat about, you know what? Let's have a little bit YouTube watch along, okay? This is the Vtuber like news place, so like we can watch a little bit, listen to a little bit of Vtuber news while I'm drawing. I'm slowly running out of voice and breath, so I need to have a little bit of vocal rest, to be honest. Well, once you'll be able to become a streamers, you can actually celebrate it. Maybe not going to have lots of people, just don't expect too much. There will be maybe 1 or 2. Worst case scenario, you keep talking to the wall. Happens to me annually. I've been streaming for 9 years. I can understand that feelings. Here's the thing, when you want to become VTubers and become streamers, just expect that might have a bigger chance of no people going to drop by because it's going to depress you a lot. Especially sometimes like some big people decide to rate you. Don't get too happy. That is my advice for you. Because like those are not your audience. You can build up an audience starting from there, but you have to know that audience is earned if they really like your vibe, and then they'll be staying. You have to maintain those your vibe, and then first week maybe there's still a little bit of people, and then the big group that rate you, and then the next week if you can't maintain a very good content, people will just leave, you know. So never expect when big people to rate you and be too happy about it, okay? You can be happy, definitely. Just don't be too happy thinking like, this is it. This is my chance. This will be the day that I will become super famous. Like those kind of things is not going to help you. Yeah. So never have too big of expectations, okay? I'm just going to let you know this. This is basically a good PSA for every streamer. Yeah. And again, I need a little bit of vocal rest. You have fun in the chat. I might not be able to reply you that much anymore because I am trying to take a break from my voice.
train on the offline chat. That's 5 more levels than last time. This fan account going on to say, Pyro Pups, we need to talk. It's come to my attention that a group claiming to be Pyro Pups, but unaffiliated with the community, is planning attacks against several VTubers and streamers. Saying further, do not participate, and if you know someone involved, please report it to Cinder's moderation team immediately. Pyro Pup Center now providing these screenshots saying the mods have said something about what happened yesterday. Any Pyro Pup that creates a Discord server with the purpose of causing more drama or attacking VTubers, streamers, or any other person will be permanently banned from Cinder's official Discord server. This message reading, recently there have been multiple servers created by community members. Some people have been using it to rant or vent their frustrations about the current situation. However, some of those Discords were sometimes used for nefarious purposes, such as trying to get dirt on others. This will not be tolerated. Going forward, if any branch servers created cause more drama situations or nefarious activities that we, the mods, have witnessed, then it will result in permanent bans from the server. If we find out that you are involved in a server with the intent of causing a situation like harassing other VTubers, doxing, or mentioning to cause harm, then you will be permanently banned from this community and you will not get to appeal. You are not a Pyro Pup. Val the Whale commenting, it takes such a great amount of evil to resort to doxing, do better, and then quote retweeting the Pyro Pup Center, which the Pyro Pup Center went ahead and retweeted. Val saying, genuinely hope these people get the help they need. Please understand that no one benefits from this, even the person you're trying to avenge. One of the main targets of these servers being Shy Lily, previously outspoken on Cinder 6 weeks ago, and now addressing this situation further on stream.
Yeah, I got doxxed. And I go, every time people dox me, they use the same 3 pictures, and then they get even more upset because she's not ugly. I still hate her though. But I wonder if those people ever eventually stop to realize that they're committing actual crimes. One of these days, it will hit the wrong person, and they will have an actual permanent criminal offense on their records. That at every job interview, at every job application, they're going to have to tick checkbox of, are you a convicted felon? And they're going to have to say yes. You're like, how come you're a convicted felon? I didn't like the one person on the internet, and I was too chronically offline unemployed to just leave it be.
Oh no, there's something happening.
There was this other anime girl that I liked more than this anime girl. And when the other anime girl was exposed, I just decided I'd become a criminal. Unfortunately, I'm German, so it doesn't matter where someone is from that doxes me. I am German, which gives me the right of my privacy under my GDPR laws. Oftentimes, when you have issues with other countries, your country beep 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 boop, they phone the other country, and the other country is like, I got you.
Some potential evidence of the coordination of these supposed Pyro Pups being experienced by Rima Evanstar. This content creator often known to revisit VTuber stories in an extended format, then going on to release her very own Cinder video, with numerous coordinated Pyro Pups then attempting to sweep the story under the rug. Replying to Rima with, why is this still being brought up? Wouldn't it be better to let the situation die out instead of posting a video like 3 weeks after the Google Docs came out? We're still on about this. We still talking about this. Why the F are we beating a dead horse? You're a month late. You're late. Can y'all just let this drama die already? A bit
No.
late to the party. It's been like weeks already. It's been discussed multiple times already. These Pyro Pups even going on to pretend as if they are speaking for the quote-unquote victims, making remarks like, best to let the topic die out. This was a very ugly event that hurt many innocent people. Said they were tough. Such thing as, here now we have Bow the Whale again, relaying that she has now experienced impersonation directed at her family.
My parents actually, this is a little scary. This is a little scary, Chad. But a couple months ago, my voice is all over the internet, and AI is getting better and better every day. My dad got a scam phone call, but the person who was talking, he said, sounded like me, but I was speaking so strangely that he just...
That's the thing about family. If you're the dad, you obviously know how your kids talk. You know, even sounds like that. We all have a talking pattern. I have a friend that sounds like Iron Mouse, but at the same time, I would say like she doesn't sound like Iron Mouse. Yes, she can sound like Iron Mouse, but she doesn't talk like Iron Mouse, you know? Yeah, even she say that. It's because like that is basically her higher pitched voice. It's right now you're hearing it, it's also hearing my higher pitched voice. By general terms, and actually normally if I speak English, this is like my how I normally speak English. So yes.
Just hung up and then called me again to make sure I was okay. I talk to my dad in like broken English and Vietnamese sometimes, so he knew for a fact it wasn't me because I was talking to him just in English. But luckily, my dad did not fall for it, and he called me back, and I was like, "No, I would never ask. I would never ask my parents for money, like ever, ever, ever." That was, oh yeah, like that's what the person on the phone who was impersonating me trying to do. They were trying to like ask him for money and that I had gotten into a car accident or something, and that I needed his help. Someone obviously knew what I sounded like, and then somehow found my dad's number to call him.
And also on the topic of impersonation, the Pyropup Center also pointing out this account as impersonating Cinder in her absence. As next today, we turn to a large development regarding the Idol Corporation. Now announcing graduations for 3 of their talents, that being Connie Confetti, Kai Saikota, and Nikki Ray. Idol sending out this statement saying, with deep gratitude and a heavy heart, we announce that Connie Confetti, Kai Saikota, and Nikki Ray will be graduating from Idol Corporation as we prepare to enter a new chapter in the company. As part of their send-off, graduating talents have been invited to perform at a special concert during Off-Kai Expo Gen 4. We invite fans to celebrate their journeys with us and welcome fan letters or small gifts at our booth, which will be delivered to the talents after the event. Farewell streams will conclude by June 30th, with Nikki continuing on with individual activities afterwards. Just a moment after that tweet, Kai going live with her own graduation announcement, remarking that the ability to buy back her IP from Idol was not made available to her. Kai further on Twitter saying, I can't find the words to express the grief and sadness I'm feeling. Alongside, I've loved being your dragon god for every second of it. You changed my life in ways I could have never imagined. Thank you for always loving me. Grad stream on the 30th of this month. Nikki Ray here with a longer tweet saying, we started off really rough. We screwed up a lot. We lost a lot of you along the way and time passed by. And I stayed struggling financially to survive, investing money I didn't have, time, sacrificed my health, sometimes for the cost of nothing. And no matter what happened, I never gave up. I knew my goals, to inspire and make people happy, which I earned almost every time during this journey. On June 30th, I will be graduating from Idol and will continue the journey as an indie VTuber, even though it might be even harder from now on, since I have never done it before on my own, and I'm scared for my future. I'm happy to have a chance to continue my journey as Nikki with you and my VTuber friends. As Connie Confetti has a much shorter set of replies, remarking, Space Crown Girl blasting off. It was fun. I had many dreams and ideas that will never come to fruition, and I was beaten down from trying and trying even when I knew it was over. But all along, I'm glad I was able to meet some lifelong friends. Further saying, also, I can't do an announcement stream or a grad stream because I'm locked out of my stuff right now. And further tweeting, please Idol, I'm late to the bus and forgot my password, but my Idol homework is due and I can't hand it in. With these 3 graduations, this now meaning that over half of the actual VTubers with the Idol Corporation have now either graduated or been terminated from the VTuber production company. The solo next, we have the Queen of Crime, Ellie, as seen in her bio, described as Lady Luck of Shuffle.com, which has apparently led to her ban from Twitch.tv. This ban lasting for a day, and Ellie going on to address this on stream.
Do you guys want to hear the actual reason why I got banned, though? Like, the actual reason. I'll tell you about it. I had such a good day the day before. Do you guys remember we had, like, some big wins over on Shuffle? It was insane. I won, like, 5K or something, and I was like, yeah, I'm the luckiest girl alive. Honestly, I'm surprised that I haven't been at this point. Like, I'm pretty sure I've never broken TOS ever, and I still believe that to this point. Like, to this day, I've never broken TOS. The first thing I do is I go into my emails, and I'm like, why was I banned? And I had a feeling it had to do with Gamba stuff, because as lots of you guys know, I am sponsored by Shuffle. I love to gamble, and I do gambling content on stream sometimes. Shuffle is all Gucci. Like, I am, by the way, I just want to say I am fully allowed to gamba and do all of that. It is not against TOS or anything. In fact, Twitch actually has a category specifically for gambling. It's called like slots and roulette or something. When I do my Gamba streams, there's definitely a content warning label that pops up every time, right? We double, triple check that happens. Most of the time people have to like click the button and be like, yep, I accept, I understand, blah, blah, blah. Right? Yeah, you guys know, basically whenever we
Twitch
swap
really
over to
hates
that
VTubers.
category, it automatically puts that content warning. So I was like, okay, so we got our content label warning done. We're in the right category, done. As long as you do those things, you're Gucci. You're fine. So anyways, but I had this feeling. I was like, I bet you it's like related to that, because not all sites are like some sites are banned on Twitch, but like, you know, I would never do something on a site that was banned. I would never. Like, Shuffle's totally cool. There are tons of people, hundreds of people that do the exact same thing that I do, and guess what, guys? They don't get a fucking ban. And I checked my emails, and surely enough, there it is. By the way, it wasn't in my inbox. It was in like my spam mail. Okay, so I don't know why all these things are going to my spam mail, or it's like updates or something. Anyway, there it is. It's kind of weird. And then I was like, did I get a warning? So I checked, and sure enough, I actually got a warning a couple of weeks ago on, it's like June the 1st or something, that I didn't see because it didn't go into my regular inbox. But the warning, this is the weirdest part, is that the warning was different than the ban. What I was warned for was a different reason. The warning, okay, I understand, because basically what they were saying is that the titles that I was using were not clear enough that I was doing gambling content. Thank you to all of you who supported me. Like, so many people were really outraged that I got banned, and it was honestly really heartwarming to see, because I was like, oh boy, what did I do? Let's find out. Like, I really try hard to, even though I'm a big dork and a big goofball and the queen of crime, I do love being here and streaming. I don't want to get banned. Like, contrary to popular belief, I really try to uphold the TOS here, and I try not to break any rules. This is what the warning said. The warning basically said that I didn't have the proper content labeling for when I was doing Gamba. So basically what that means is there wasn't a label that says, hey, I'm gambling, this is gambling content. My mistake was that my titles were misleading by saying things like mine challenge, which is like, there's a game on Shuffle where you have to like, it's like Minesweeper basically. So that's what I was doing. It was that day. So I understand that title was a little bit misleading, and a lot of people could read that and not realize it's a gambling stream. So from this point forward, I will make sure that every title, whenever I do Gamba, I have the proper titles, okay? And that people know for sure that not only do I have the content label warning on, which should go automatically, not only am I for sure in the correct category, which we have been, but I will continue that, I will also make sure that in my titles, like my Twitch titles, it's very clear, yeah, we're doing gambling in here. So anyway, that was the warning. However, the ban itself was for a completely different reason that had nothing to do with the warning. So the reason for the ban was something about my affiliate links and codes for my partnership, which was so weird because I am definitely allowed to do that from what I know. Like, I've looked at the TOS and I've checked everything, you know, and also many, many other people do the exact same. So, with no problems.
Ellie later saying, I'm so sad I got banned. Like, I really don't think I did anything to warrant that. I was proud of many years of content creation with no ban. That was the only jail I genuinely never thought I'd see myself in, and now they got my girl Milky. They're referring to Milky Ways, the soft mommy, recently debuting a brand new outfit on Twitch.tv, and now having also been banned from the platform, remarking I got bonked by Twitch, yippee, and receiving support by both Vshoujo Zentrea and Matara Khan. Milky awaiting to be unbanned from Twitch.tv and also releasing a brand new Spring Milky cursor alongside launching brand new merch with Uwu Market. As who's also in the market is Toby Fox releasing new entries in the Deltarune series and making this important public service announcement for YouTubers and streamers regarding Undertale/Deltarune, remarking if you upload gameplay of my games, there's a chance your video may get flagged because of the in-game music. Please dispute these claims and they should be be resolved. I wish there was some way to not have these claims. However, YouTube's music system forces their existence. And if you try to remove my rights to the music from the system, bad actors will pretend that they own it to claim videos and make money. By the way, the reason the problem specifically happens to Underworld/Deltarune is because the music has so many streams, it hit a threshold for increased copyright strike aggression. Not kidding. All of this is simply because of the way YouTube's system works. If they could fix it so our music/associated music couldn't get strikes, that would be amazing. But I don't think they ever will at Team YouTube. And as we also have Tori Ariane, the Phoenix VTuber, letting us know apparently YouTube now thinks I own the rights to State of Play 2025, since I can copyright strike and take down over 150 creators reacting to that showcase. Imagine this getting in the wrong hands. I could screw over someone's livelihood. This is ridiculous. And on the subject of livelihoods, we have Bon Live Ian and one of their former talents, that being Lottie Moore. Bon Live originally sending out this announcement saying we have not been able to contact Lottie Moore for 2 months by way of email or Discord. As per the contract, we have no choice but to terminate it. We hope that she is safe and well. Thank you to everyone who has supported her, and we ask for your continued support for all our other talents. Now, days later, Lottie Moore sending out a proof of life and also an update. Herewith, I wanted to come out and say that I am safe. I'm no longer working for Arium, and that's okay. As for why I was terminated, the company couldn't get a hold of me. I was dealt with a bout of homelessness and was couch surfing. I was working longer hours at my main job to try to get a place, but also bounced back from my dog needing an emergency surgery during that rough period. There wasn't really the space or time to stream like usual, nor could I bring my usual energy to entertain. I'm okay now. I have a new apartment and my dog is recovered. My PC broke during that time as well, unfortunately. I can't guarantee when I can stream again. However, it will not be with Arium. This VTuber now directing over to their other account, that being VTuber Maybell, giving further this update of my previous model. I've been attempting to sell my previous models, excluding Lottie, to try and cover my dog's surgery. There's been no luck yet. I may try my luck on Booth. My first one will be one that's been in the closet for a while. And further today, we have Ko Maria with V4 Mirai, and this very special Twitter banner. This VTuber preparing for one of their major productions entitled Fantastic Reality, described as a groundbreaking mixed reality 3D live mini-fest, bringing VTubers to the IRL stage with a live band set for July 3rd in Hollywood. This VTuber also giving us this important announcement, remarking, I wanted to share that recently I lost my brother. For the next 3 days, I'll be streaming to celebrate my birthday. I'll also be doing a donathon at the same time. 100% of what my cut is from this donathon will be going towards the costs of the funeral. It's been really, really hard. I haven't been able to make a schedule for weeks. I've been late to stream more times than not. My short-term memory is basically non-existent, and all of May is a complete blur. I've been splitting my time to V4 Mirai, Fantastic Reality, and my family, and not leaving much room for myself, but I didn't want to go on a second hiatus this year, especially since I want to help my family. And now, days in, this VTuber giving us a further update. Maria remarking, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Today we hit $200,000 in donations, which I'm absolutely floored by the support for. I'm horrible with words, but never in my life would I think I would have such kindness showed to me. The V4 Mirai girls call in and spending all day with me, my friends rating me, my kohai for watching and donating. I'm genuinely so grateful and will do everything in my power to continue giving it my all. So while V4 Mirai has launched the Maria birthday merchandise set, available now until July 7th, while we have more today from V4 Mirai, here now with the rewards are in, presenting Chibi Delight, an adorable collection of stickers and magnets perfect for making any space absolutely delightful. Grab them online or at Offkai 2025. While further with V4, we have their talent manager and VTuber V-Sensei, teaming up with Alias Anono. V-Sensei here with I'm so excited that my first cover is going to be with one of my favorite students. Alias here with I Sung with V-Sensei. Please feel free to check out our cover out now. And very quickly, we also have Vispo EN, now releasing brand new EN team jackets, these being on sale until June 12th. Next, we're checking in with Glitch Stars, now welcoming a brand new member, Kana Yanagi. Tweeting out, we're excited to officially welcome the newest member of our roster to Glitch Stars. Follow along for updates in the official debut stream, that being on July 12th at 8 p.m. Central. Kana confirming I have joined Glitch Stars. Big things. I own my IP 100%. My content is staying the same. I get amazing management support. I also get wonderful company mates. And if I ever want to leave, I have a 2-week notice period. New model debut, July 12th. I'm super happy. Nova Alkami of Glitch Stars and formerly V Reverie, remarking, I'm Kana's senpai again. As Bree would respond, again, Nova, please be subtle at least. This announcement regarding Kana being potentially known before the official announcement, as due to this Offkai Expo Gen 4 panel description for a Glitch Stars game show and including Kana's name. As was also busy with Offkai, of course, is Araculture, coming to us with a massive list of meet and greets, stating this is probably our craziest lineup yet. You guys already know we had to cook for Offkai, and we are stacked. Make sure to stop by the booth to meet your Oshis and grab some merch. We will also be holding a huge cutout auction on Sunday. As also on Sunday at that booth, our very own Lady will be holding a virtual meet and greet. Once again, that being Sunday, June 22nd from 1 to 1:50 p.m. As just 2 days earlier at the same Araculture booth, our other co-host, Cody, is here saying, got something to say it to my face. I'll be over at the Araculture booth for an IRL meet and greet on Friday, that being from 4 to 4:50 p.m. Also preparing for this event, of course, is Oshi Spark. Here now to check out some of our meet and greets, including some of the special experiences. One of those special experiences being seen here at the bottom with Mint Phantom, her meet and greet being described as a spit and greet. Mint Phantom simply replying to that with, I'm doing a meet and greet at Offkai. Yeah, a meet and greet. As was also making plans for Offkai Gen 4 is Phase Connect. Here now with coming to the main stage at Offkai, the origins of stars. Get ready, get excited, and see you all there. This Phase Connect 3D concert set for Friday, June 20th at 4 p.m. on the main stage. While further with Phase, we have Kamachi Punko, 131 centimeters of fury, as she is furious with whoever has been mass reporting her on youtube.com, all while celebrating her birthday with a 3D chibi reveal. That reference coming by way of Nami at Blue Nami. Punko wasting no time, posting out screenshots of the model here in reply to this very accurate artwork here by Lorene. While Punko has now covered Reflect by Galgura. And Phase Connect launching Kamachi Punko birthday merchandise, including custom keycaps, a playmat, keychain highlighters, and pencil pouch. While further making plans is SVP, that being Stellarverse Pro. Now opening up auditions and saying if you are interested in taking the next step in your streaming career, we want to hear from you. All while we are hearing from Sayu, recently revealing her revealing new outfit and now launching brand new summer merch. Saying, I hope everyone enjoyed my summer outfit debut yesterday. Here's a desk mat, print, figure restock, and more. Oh, well, next up today, we're checking in with the upcoming Hollow indie game, Petite Hollow Village. Their account recently tweeting out, we visited the cover offices. The life-size Captain, Pico-chan, and Sui-chan are impressive, and now featuring this brand new photo from the well-known Cover Corporation office lobby. Many observers noting that the Galgura life-size statue is no longer on display, all while we're happy to put on display Rubico, now coming to us with this warning and request, stating there are many cases of vandals using throwaway accounts to post large numbers of posts on her hashtag, rendering them inoperable. Rubico going on to provide 4 accounts to report on and block, all while
You don't need to get a little bit populist. Because here's the thing, VTuber agency is basically they already have the character created and they are looking for a vibe and your skill as a streamer. Long as you have the qualities of being one, you will get chosen one way or another. But the chance of that is actually pretty low right now, is because that, especially like if you want to try to go to VShoujo or Hololive, VShoujo definitely you have to be girls to go in. Hololive, now that's Holo style if you're a dude. If you girl, you want to go for it, just try it. Anything's fine. But Hololive have a not strict rules, it's more like they have a certain type of rule that you at least need a minimum amount of like Japanese language skill to join them. It's like enough to communicate. It's not like super expert, but yeah, generally it's like that. Sometimes you don't really need it because like your skill is just like like match up with what they really want, and yeah, and it's just that. You know how Fubuki's actually managed to like join like Hololive back in the days? It's just purely based because of her like cute voice. So yeah, she become one of the pretty back then. It's basically like the backbone of Hololive back then. I think Sora and Fubuki, like both of them, are the backbone of Hololive. And then later on, like Picard also like starting to have things, and then like a lot more like Hololive people got brought up afterward. But still, around the time, I think that Vupe is actually like one of the main backbone of the entire Hololive back then. But yeah. And Iron Mouse, which is in the Vshoujo, one of the most famous Vshoujo member right now, and VTubers. How she was recruited into Vshoujo is basically, I remember it's like, Project Melody is actually creating, more like co-creating a lot of things together with Vshoujo back then. It's like, she's technically the founders. When they kind of like want to find like the Gen Zero members, Project Melody is just like, hey, I see there's like girls doing opera singing, let's recruit her. Yes, Iron Mouse is a opera singer, trained opera singer. So the moment like that is basically her trait back then, and Project Melody told Gunrun like, hey, if you want a Gen Zero, try recruit her, and then like yeah, that's how everything started technically. And also, are they really? And I need to go to the toilet a little bit. But by the way, it's just that you can actually sign up to like 5-6 agency in the same time, see which one will actually accept you. But agency always have this like caveat is you can't do what you want. I'm not even kidding about that. You can't do what you want. Currently, even I'm in like I'm not actually in the agency, but I'm affiliated with an agency. So there are times there are words that I can't say, because if I get into deep doo-doo by the virtue of me being very genuine and being very honest, it's like if I actively go to Twitch, start a flame war that keeps shitting on Twitch, it's not going to look good for the agency I'm affiliated with, right? So, and when you have to sign up as a VTuber for like a VTubing agency, you have to understand this. You have fully converted yourself to be an entertainer. This is a one-go directions. You can't. You have a lot of things you have to look over your shoulders for, because the entire agency can make or break by your performance. Not just your performance, your attitude toward the public. Because as an entertainer, you are a public person now. Everything you say, no matter it's personal or not, is going to affect the company. So the restriction is really high. Gura actually decided to left Hololive is because of that restrictions. Because she became too big to do anything for the company. Because everyone is laser focusing at her. The pressures is a little bit too high. You know, whatever like funny things that she want to do, it will always go to the managers. Anything she trying to do, it's like bigger you are, the more restriction you have. And also depends on the company. If you're signed to Niji Sanji, you're fucked. Again, this is like a understanding I have to let you guys know, especially on Asia entertainment industry. Contract usually will fuck you over. Why? Because technically almost all entertainment like industry is like that. Like Vshoujo have some of the clause, but generally they are the most open one. But why entertainment industry have such a bad like contract clause is because back in the days, jingle, entertainment industry is being managed by crime syndicate. I'm not even kidding about that. You can try to find, it's a very open information that entire world entertainment industry from the 50s is run by crime syndicate industry, and they have been sticking around for quite a long time until the 70s or like the 80s. and then the government started to crack down because they starting to go like too overboard with a lot of things, and they even now I still think they have somewhat of an influence on entertainment industry, but it's not as iron hand as back in the days. But yeah, it's because of that. The contract wise, because again, crime syndicate want to earn money, so the contract is actually very unfavorable to the entertainer who is going to sign contract, because it's going to benefit the studio the most. And you can't refute it when the guy you are signing contract to have a freaking scar on his face and licking a knife in the same time. Like, those kind of stuff can happen. And you'll be like, how can you refute? Like, how can you say no to those people? So you just, of course, like, going to eventually sign all those kind of unfavorable contract. And as time passed, the crime syndicate is not going to, doesn't have like an eye, behind the scene of every entertainment industry anymore. But people still using it because like the contract is still favorable to the studio. Why would they change it? So as time passed, all these things become more and more and more, it's like passed down by traditions, because it works. It's not like it's not work, and better because it always favor they always favor the studio instead of like the entertainer. So, because of that, contract nowadays in entertainment industry is still quite predatory. Because they never bother to change it. Even they change it, they only tweak it a little bit. But the base, the base of the contract is like how it established is still not a very good it's still not started from a very good foundation in the first place. Hence, the very, very, very predatory contract exists. And we've been fine with it, especially in Asia side, is because nobody really questioned it. They just thought like it's something normal. But in reality, it's not actually normal, because it was made by, it's literally made by mafia and shit. So, yeah. Yeah. This is why like Hollywood, behind the Hollywood scene is always like very fucked up, like PDD stuff. Yes, yeah. Like those. It's because like they are coming literally like passed down traditions from like the crime syndicate era of like entertainment industry. And that's the reasons. Like Japan have the Yakuza side, Hong Kong have like a lot of like gang bosses over there fighting each other. And back in the days, it's like, especially on the Hong Kong side, back in the days, it's like the biggest like Asia entertainment industry back in the days. You could say Hong Kong is one of them, Japan is one of them. This is why like they have like the worst contract actually when it comes to like entertainment industries. Yeah. And the legal loophole, this and that, there's stuff to like jumps through. This is why, especially when you need to sign to become a VTuber agency, please read your contract. Don't just get very like happy you get selected, okay? It's some things that you need to like be pay attention to, because like you have to negotiate. Back in the days, you can't negotiate because the guy can actually, make it disappear. Nowadays, they can't. So, yes. Please have a lawyer with you when you actually got chosen for this. Alright, I need to go to the toilet a little bit. I drank a little bit too much water. And then, if you notice I have more energy now, it's because like the medication I just take, it's not going to take effect, I guess. I'm a little bit sick today, so not a little bit sick. Yesterday I'm a little bit sick. Today I'm very sick. I'll be going to the toilet a little bit. Be back soon. Okay. I'm also back. Whew. Man, I'm tired.
Best Girl Robico would also reply with cute, cute, cute. That reply being to this post about Iris of Hololive. Oh, excuse me. This post from Iris of Hololive English, now showing off her brand new maid outfit and saying, "Thank you so much for coming to my outfit reveal."
Yeah, they have a maid outfit season at the moment. Ooh, Mass Effect. I had to
The
watch
Expanse. Folks, if you're a fan of sci-fi and you
A lots of country have union, especially like in Malaysia voice acting scene, we have our own union just for voice actor, unlike SAG. They actually function more like a studio rather than union. It's more like a very reputable place that will help you. It's basically it's like an agency that help you get like a fair wages and help you kind of like get paid in time, those kind of things, and also put you in the list. So when people want a voice acting gig, they will go to that list and then find you that way. It basically gives you easier time to have a job as a voice actress. There's a lot of places like that. But the problem is many country. I won't really say a union is a thing. More like most union function like an agency rather than like a union. To be honest, they kind of like benefit to the people there, obviously, but they more functioning like an agency with reputations rather than a lot of things. Time and age has been changed a lot, so yeah. In Japan, I don't think they have entertainment industry union exist. It's like Japan on the business side is actually quite open. This is why there's so many like black company exist due to the cultures and everything happening in there. So it's like they already have like a very heavy hierarchy system. So having union is actually pretty stupid for them. Not I say like having union there is stupid. It's just like for them it's actually a very stupid concept, Like if you want to quit your job, it's basically you are trying to quit your responsibilities. Something like that. And if you want to quit your responsibility, it kind of is a very like in a way they see it's like a very like heinous crime. So if you really want to quit your job, you literally have to hire someone to take the blame for you. It's basically hire someone to give the letters that you're going to quit your job, and the people will scold you as hard as possible. Yes, that job exists literally in Japan. Like you are the guy that will hand in the letter and get scolded in her behalf, in him or her behalf. Yeah. Like I say again, for them, like if we see jobs, like it's basically like sometimes you don't understand how Japan like work culture functions. You try to think about this. They take the word responsibility and job very differently. They don't see that job as a job. They see that work as a responsibilities, as a task. And in order to make a very well-oiled machine, a discipline have to be established, and a hierarchy need to be established. All those kind of things. No, I mean like how they functions is very, very like unique, to the point that union technically kind of doesn't function in there. Because the way they perceive jobs in a very different angle than how most people perceive the jobs, you know? Like, for us, it's just another work that can, give us income, salary to survive. For them, it's a responsibilities. So, because how they view, like, it's a very complete different viewpoint of, like, how a job is. So, they will have, like, a very different way to interpret it, what union is, and how union is going to function. Definitely union exists in there, but even they exist in there because like how the way they already view a job is going to function in a way more different context than how other country is. Many other countries have a union function in a different context too, like Malaysian VA industry. Like I already say, like they kind of function like an agency rather than a, like how a typical union functions. In Malaysia, most union function like an agency. And in most, not exactly agency, more like a coordinators, like event coordinators, they function like agents, go around and find part-timers, like all those kind of things. They technically function like that, but in a much more fairer pay. That's it. And most union, like you look at the US one, it's like a mess. Like the SAG-AFTRA union is basically a mess. It's because they put everything under one umbrella. So all rule is a general rule. So in many, many different circumstances, being an actor, being a writer, being a voice actor, being mocap capturers, they all functioning in a way different. Like they technically fundamentally functioning differently. But they still kind of like rule under the same umbrella of rules and like regulation, most of the things. So sometimes something works, but most of the time, not everything works. So, yeah. And if you say that sounds like a system that ripe for exploitation, yes, it is. This is why in Japan there's a lot of like black company exist, because there's a lot of legal loophole. They technically can do that shit, so, and won't get sued about it. And those kind of things exist, and that's how Niji Sanji exists. Niji Sanji is trying to like model after the entertainment industry, especially the idol industry is something that is from the bygone era, like how the contract system work and everything. So this is why Niji Sanji contract is such dog shit. It's mainly because of that. Yeah. Like Hololive, definitely. I can definitely tell you. They kind of function in the same way. Because they both kind of like mirror each other's back in the days. And Hololive just started to have more and more like, I think they have a lot of like contract revisions because they understand how screw up the contract is as time passed. And Niji Sanji see no issues with it because that is just how the industry functions. So they never change how the contract functions. So it's basically Hololive kind of like you have to like be thankful that at least that some people have like question a lot on the contract and stuff. Like again, it's because people are not blindly following the contract. They negotiate and have time to talk about the contract, this and that, that stuff. And Yago actually personally listen to it and then be like, you know what? Yeah, the contract is bullshit. We have to change it a little bit. It's just a little bit by bit, like every single time, like in each generations, like all those kind of things. Loyalty is not forced, but I think Niji Sanji one, that one's pretty much forced because of the contract. And to be honest, in a lot of like Asia contract, a lot of contract like in Asia, is actually, I would kind of say, kind of predatory, but also in the same time, not in the same time. Like I say again, it's something that kind of like work for the studio, but we have, this will sound super stupid, but there's something called like an honor system, you know? It's like, I trust you, you trust me, you know? Respect come in both ways. So, I signed a contract to work with you. I trust you not to use the, like, arbitrary clause against me when shit happens, you know? Nowadays, people are slowly losing that type of, like, ownership, like, these days. But that is just how the industry kind of functioned in the back days. You know? It's basically like, I believe you to be a good worker, and then you believe me to be a good boss. And we will do diligence, you know? It's like, I will do my best to be the best boss, but there's a lot of arbitrary clause there. Mainly is when actual shit, unfortunate shit happen, then we have no choice but to, like, enforce it. Generally, like, all those arbitrary clause, they don't really enforce it. They're playing very, like, loosey-goosey with it. But, you know, as time passed, people just, you know, like, especially, like, you are not the original boss that upheld those kind of, like, honor system. People will start using those kind of, like, arbitrary clause, like, against everyone, like, as time passed. Because, like, keep switching CEO, this and that, yada stuff, they started don't know the history behind it, and then they just don't give a shit about it. And they sign it, black and white papers, they can use it. Like, those kind of things. It's a very complicated kind of, like, situations. You can definitely say it's wrong in the first place. This is why, like, this kind of shit happens. Yes, it is, but also, you know, people aren't that smart back in the days, you know? It's basically, we just have to believe and, like, rely on each other, especially when it comes to boss and, like, worker relationship back in the days. Now everyone's just, like, you know, like, company politics, this and that, yada stuff. That is just how, like, Korean drama and, like, a lot of Asian drama is. It's just because, like, the ancient time, the company clause is about, like, you know, like, it's actually about, like, you know, like, trust and respect. And then, like, nowadays, as now is a modern time, those kind of, like, days is gone now. We are just going to have a very black and white corporate style kind of things. And then that's how all those kind of, like, drama TV shows, especially like corporate drama TV shows, is like how they function is generally just like that. Most of the story premise. And Korean one have the most drama system in there, because, like, how most of the company work, they have a corporate system, but also in the same time, they have a very ridiculous hierarchy system. Because even now in Korea, there are still nobles in there. When I say noble, I'm not kidding about the noble. It's like, imagine, like, it's like an entire dynasty of noble in there. Multiple different dynasty of big corporate noble. It's like the entire conglomerate is actually function under that family name. Samsung is actually one of them. It's actually held by one, like, particular dynasty of families that is so fucking rich, they basically are half of the government. Yeah. There's so many, this type of family is in Korea, actually. Yeah. In Malaysia, we also have that too. Ours is literally the king. It's a nobility system too. It's the official nobility system. The Korean one is basically just like, imagine, like, there's multiple Bill Gates family in there. There's like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, like, everything's is like kind of like functioning that, this and that, and that stuff. Yeah, like all those kind of jazz, you know. Like, there's so many, like, highly noble, like, they technically, like, the high rank people, like, in Korea is basically actual legit nobles and king in that place. Yeah, like, the TV drama actually is not that far away. they did not stray far away from reality. Like sometimes you watch like some of the Korean TV drama, sounds ridiculous, the plot. Actually, it does happen. You know? It's like, oh, there's like really less, there's no way you can just go to a college and meet like a noble son or like a noble like, a noble like daughters and then be friends and then be lovers and those kind of things and then like family like do something against the marriage, those kind of things and run away. That shit actually happens everywhere in there. Like legitly, because there's so many all the noble in there is basically I mean like the top 1% family dynasty in there is basically that they are kind of like invisible millionaire, you know. They are all millionaire but not millionaire, billionaire. Just, you know, just like not really flaunt their wealth a lot. There are a lot of type of dynasty function like that because like they have to be humble because they know if they go do some corrupt shit, the government will like be onto them. Those kind of things. And Malaysia, we have a sultan system. Technically not exactly glorified sultan system. They still held a lot of power on the money side, you know? Money still talks in Malaysia. So sultan, if you don't know, is technically the king in some way to say like it's the equivalent status of king. And in Malaysia we have I think like 12. I think we have a shit tons of sultan. And then we will elect one person to be the sultan of sultan, the kings of kings, called Agong. That will handle a lot of like, you know, like the country kind of like side business and stuff, those kind of things. They are the top, like, think about like top 1%, they are the top 1% of the 1% in Malaysia. Yeah, they can make you disappear. Yeah, it's like the power they hold is ridiculous in the background. Like, essentially, how Malaysia is, like, back in days, we become a democratic country. But we still don't want to, like, you know, toss away the sultan system. They, originally, the way it framed it as the sultan will be just like the, you know, will just be a figurehead. And they are the only one that kind of like do ceremony stuff and turn people into dato. It's like, you know, like honorary title and those kind of stuff, and bestow the title of the prime ministers to the country once like the voting is finished. It's supposed to be like that, but technically king is still kings, you know. Like all the money and status they have is still kind of technically retained in there. So they do have a lot of power behind the scene. Same with like how Korean noble is. They have a lot of power behind the scene. Japan has it. Hong Kong has it. Even China has it. But definitely the government's starting to like crack down them like 10 years ago. So like it's, even they kind of exist, it's not, they are not, they are still kind of like tied up. Like, try to think about the Alibaba boss. Like, he just literally disappeared for like 10 years and then came back. and then full on support the government afterward. Who knows what happened? Who knows what happened? But yeah, I'm treading dangerous territory right now. Yeah, that's basically just how a lot of things functions, especially in entertainment industry. There's a lot of stuff functioning in the background. A lot of big dude is like behind the background. And VTubing industry is kind of like right now is being targeted too. Because you kind of like already know like there's a lot of shitty company like around. Technically it's kind of got exposed. But what happen to those that did not get exposed, you know? I think Hololive is still kind of like good enough. I don't think they have like this like big man kind of behind the scene, because here's the thing. Niji Sanji, the origin of the company is come from entertainment industry. Cover Corp and Hololive, basically Hololive, they come from a different background actually. This is why they have a very different way to write the contract. They come from a tech company background. They are not coming from a entertainment industry background. This is why they have a very different way to write the contract. But if you look closely to all the entertainment industry, like the VTubing agency in many different Asia country, they all have like the same as kind of like, you know, like there's like a big dude behind the scene, like doing a lot of like heinous stuff, kind of like in the background, those kind of things, and like very like bad predatory contract been exposed, either in Singapore's, like, or in like even Malaysia's, and like Thailand, Philippines, like all those agencies got called out. Mainly is because all those agencies are literally come from a entertainment industry, and they kind of like following the MO of all entertainment industry. And to be honest, it does not gel well. Sooner or later, it's going to get caught up. This is the caught up moment for all those kind of like entertainment industry craps that people has been practicing for a very long time. Alright, let's continue to do the drawing and watching, you know, Mass Effect.
Don't know about The Expanse. I think you owe it to yourself to immerse yourself in this universe. Specifically, I would recommend watching the TV show. It is one of my favorite shows of all time. But upcoming is actually a AAA game set in this universe. And the best way I can explain The Expanse is that it's somewhat Mass Effect-esque, except it's set during a time when humans are just discovering the mass relays. It's kind of that vibe where they're just kind of starting to make contact with extraterrestrial life forms, and the mysteries are kind of starting to unravel in regards to like what's out
That's
there
a tree
in
expanding.
the universe. And it's just this really awesome, gritty sci-fi setting that's got a lot of political intrigue that's happening across the solar system among clashing factions. And there's all these compelling characters who have different agendas. And it's just kind of this perfect setting for an action sci-fi RPG. Now, this video is sponsored by Owlcat Games, the developers of this title, but all opinions on this are my own. There's a trailer that they kind of showed me early on for me to check it out. And, you know, what I'm seeing right now is pretty exciting stuff.
The Expand, Osiris Reborn. I'm going to take a look at it.
I'd love to see like an extensive gameplay video down the line, but there are a lot of great glimpses highlighting just, I think, a lot of potential with a game like this. It also looks visually gorgeous. The art direction.
Yeah, I love Mass Effect, so I'm just going to wishlist it. I don't have the money to buy it though.
Is very authentic to the visual language that the show established. And I'd love to first check the trailer out so you can see what I mean, and just really spotlight why the setting really works for a AAA kind of RPG experience. Here we go. Bosmang.
Yeah, I hope like there's a glorified trust fund kids that decided to do a TV drama, fell in love with me, and then I become rich. But it's impossible. You can dream, Kire. You can dream.
So that's a term used by a faction called the Belters. It's their way of saying boss, essentially.
Hey, man can have that dream too, you know.
Just want to do him justice. Stuck his neck out for us. Least we can do is get him out alive. We've got big enough guns to make justice, all right. Oh, Michael. to a man with a hammer just about
But you can't Cinderella yourself if you never go out. That would be issues.
Yeah, so much of The Expanse is about bringing characters from all these different factions and them forming unlikely alliances. Also, I love the way space combat in the setting doesn't look like spaceships that look like planes flying through the air, but like it's got that sense of like they're in space, and the objects like spaceships move like they're in space. The way ship combat is kind of being showcased is already very authentic. The music, very much in line with what they did with the show. The premise, the aesthetic.
Did you get a signal? After the large hold down this corridor, they shut down this part of the facility.
Like, this is legit AF.
Fine. Let's deal with those guys first.
They never look up.
And I think some of what's going to be showcased here is each character's combat capabilities,
They shut down this.
some of the skills and abilities that they have, and what they contribute to the team. This is a companion-based third-person action RPG shooter. So that's probably one of the skills. You've got a guy with a shield. That's probably a class of character who will help you out with more defensive maneuvers alongside skills like the shoulder turret.
I can't see shit from here.
The bird up high shall be thine eyes.
You've got a class that has a drone, you know.
What the hell happened here?
Ooh, yeah, and that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is someone who's been infected by what's called a proto-molecule. And so much of the premise of The Expanse is based around the mystery surrounding what the proto-molecule is. This seemingly like alien, infectious, like substance of sorts. And then this is actual gameplay, or like pre-alpha gameplay footage. And yeah, there's just this level of authenticity to the setting, and then the visual fidelity is actually up there.
Still breathing.
Like, this is the destructible environments there was pretty impressive. But yeah, the ambition surrounding this game just shows a lot of promise. And I desperately am hoping for them to deliver an experience worthy of the setting, because the potential that this setting has to be a really compelling action RPG is truly immense. Now, there's some details that the developers shared with me in regards to like what the plot, kind of the synopsis of the plot is, and some of the things you can expect from a gameplay standpoint. So this game, The Expanse: Osiris Reborn, takes place roughly around Season 2. I think it covers the events of Seasons 1 through 3, but kind of Season 2 is kind of where the focus is, specifically the Eros incident. Now, what is the Eros incident, you ask? Well, there's a part of me that wants to just explain it, but I'd rather not spoil it. I think if you haven't seen the show, you owe it to yourself to like at least watch through Season 2 and then tell me that you don't want to keep watching. But this is a story that kind of takes place in parallel to that incident. Like, while that's happening, there'll be things happening with you and your crew, the character that you're gonna kind of custom make and go on adventures with. But all I'll say is that the Eros incident is a really pivotal and really cool point in The Expanse's story. It culminates into a pretty climactic event, and it's around this time that humanity is kind of discovering the possibility of like extraterrestrial life. Not only are the dangers surrounding the proto-molecule being unraveled, but you slowly start to peel the onion layers of like what this thing actually is, where it came from, why it's here. It's this one common antagonistic entity that causes a lot of folks from different factions to rally together. And speaking of factions, there are three main factions in this universe. You have Earth, Mars, and the Belt. So Earth is pretty self-explanatory. It's literally planet Earth. It's governed by the United Nations, and the way they come across is basically they're the most privileged of the factions. They kind of have the best quality of life. Then you've got Mars. So there was this colony that was sent out to Mars, but then after that colony grew, they decided to separate themselves from Earth, gain independence, and then gain self-governance. And the governing body of Mars is the MCR, or the Mars Congressional Republic. They live under harsher conditions, but because of those conditions, they've kind of had to work harder at everything. So they've...
Ooh. Someone managed to connect me. Hello there. Oh, hold on. Things are not working as intended. Thing is broken. And I'm back. Okay, good. Hello there.
General Kenobi, you need to get
Yes. Turn around, run.
What do you? That looks like this one from an anime. I don't anime that is. It's like is it based on an anime character? Right? The character, the model, isn't it based on like an anime character?
Based on two things. Mainly the physical appearance is based on a game, and the color scheme is more loosey-goosey on a anime character back in the days, but kind of like evolved into something else.
Yeah, it's kind of giving me like the hairstyle. It's kind of giving me Japanese vibes a little bit.
It's somewhat of like the 2005 to 2010 like anime style, because like you can kind of say like after SAO came out, they kind of Kirito face has been like poisoned the entire anime male character design like industry for quite a long time. So yeah, I'm trying to bring back like the olden days kind of like, you know, like spiky hair protagonist like hairstyle design.
Yeah, my coat's kind of like based on like a sort of online lifestyle.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like, so many people is basically a Kirito clone. I was like, I need to change something about this. Yeah, but mine is also not exactly that original too. It's basically, it's like, the game that I'm referencing on is Kingdom Hearts, so like, it's basically Nomura style.
Yeah, I just want that Kingdom Hearts 4 to come out so badly. I want to play as a dude.
You know, actually, I'm not sure to feel happy or sad about it. They actually, they canceled the mobile game they were planning.
Oh, that's right. The one that was going to be like Kingdom Hearts like mobile MLBA style, like fighting, like a level based. You mean that one?
It basically somewhat PSO2, like back in the days. Like it's like you go to hub, you go to fight some things. It's like Monster Hunters, yeah, Monster Hunters, but Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It sounded like a really good game. It was going to be like it was going to be. I think it's just they chose to just like Square Enix has got this like for a while there people were thinking they were going to get shut down, but they're not. They're just like time.
Yeah, mainly because they have like high up that shit at math.
Here's the thing though. Square Enix made two of the best selling games 2 years ago. One of them being the Shadow of Tomb Raider, the Lara Croft game. I don't know if you ever played that, but that game was fire. I like the stealth, I like the combat, I like the kind of like third person perspective. It was just fun. Plus some of those action sequences were amazing. And like, did you ever play that one? Did you ever play?
I did. Here's the thing about like how Square Enix are like they are now. They are still struggling as a company, but for some reasons, even the CEO now, like and the CEO back then, they got convinced by Sony. I don't know what kind of black magic they used to convince them that basically want them to be like the sole like content like you know like all the things they made is going to be like solely sell on like
I don't know if
bank in everything in like
enter a new tab. Does like my screen go away or is it still stay active? Like can you still see me and am I still talking or is it like glitching every new tab?
yeah, you were still talking unless you're streaming, and then like the screen usually will like hide
I'm
itself.
using my
those kind of
virtual
things.
VC cam, so I don't think it'll be a
All right. So like how they kind of like have like a dicey situation right now is because like all those exclusive on the PlayStations has kind of like screwed them over. I don't know how they get convinced for losing money for straight up like 10. It's actually straight up 10 years. Like Deus Ex Revolutions, that one. Starting from that point, they keep losing money non-stop. If it's not Final Fantasy Online,
What was that one game that Square Enix made like recently, and they lost a lot of money on it? I don't remember which one it was though.
I also forgot. It's like the Final Fantasy ones is doing fine. They just keep saying losing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Final Fantasy VII, the remasters and the rework, and like even 16 was fun. It's a good story. I mean, it's a good story
But
game.
here's the thing: there's too many damage they already occurred, like accumulation damage from like the past 10 years. Even no matter how good it does, the projection is way too high for a console that didn't actually have like it's not like spread out everywhere.
Here's one game that actually did tank Square Enix. It was called Life is Strange. It was the second one and the third one in the installment.
I think Life is Strange is still okay. The one that tanked them is like it's a good investment on their side at the end, but I think the one that tanked them the most is like this like one other game. It's like I think they worked with Platinum to make that game, right? It's a live service game that failed really, really, really hard. And then for some reasons, and then they have like 5. I'm not even kidding. They have 5 NFT game endeavor, and then lost them like a shit tons of money.
Oh yeah, so Life is Strange Double Exposure is the one that basically ruined like the franchise essentially recently.
This is why they're not making
3,
more.
You did like Dragon Quest 3 was maybe a good game.
A Dragon Quest 3 is like just if you're going to say remaster,
it sell 2 million copies since launch. So Dragon Quest is a popular game right now. It's not gonna die, which is nice. But there are games out there that I think are definitely having a problem with sales with Square Enix.
I don't think you can find them anymore because like all those companies got let go unless you have to like go dig deep. You can't actually find them. Because like the entire Western studio that connected to like Square Enix all have been like let loose.
So there's a game called Final Fantasy Tactics Reborn. Square Enix at 140 million lost causes internet meltdown. So that's one game that basically lost some money.
The new one or old one?
The new one. This was back in last year.
Yeah, they put a lot of money to remaster the game, but the problem is they remove a shit tons of stuff from the original Final Fantasy Tactic, so they end up like losing a lot of money. And then also like they try something again. They call it what? Triangle strategy.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I am kind of glad because I'm glad about one thing. At least Square Enix isn't taking the road that Ubisoft did when they started taking themselves with Destiny 2. You know what I'm talking about?
But they actually did. It's just the damage.
Wait, no. You tell me they did. Square Enix did that shit recently.
Not recently. I mean, like they did that in the past and lesson learned.
Oh, they did it in the past and lesson learned.
This is why all the Western studio got like fired. Is because the Western studio are the one who did all that shit.
Well, here's the thing. It's like so many companies. Like, what do you play? Like, do you play PC, Xbox, PlayStation? Like, what do you mainly use?
Right now I'm too poor, so I'm just going to PCs only. I do have a PS4. I don't have PS5. I have a Switch, but not the
so
Switch 2.
What I'm saying is because of that, because everyone is playing on PC, Xbox, the console wars, everyone is going against Switch and PC right now. Because Xbox, I don't know if you noticed, they're partnering with ROX, ROX, and they're making like a Steam Deck portable Xbox handheld. Which is basically just the Steam Deck, just more Xbox based, which is going to be a huge uproar for the Xbox community because they've been wanting that for a while, and it's not even going to probably be released until later this year, around Christmas time. And that's if they don't push it back.
Now, here's the thing. I I know Square Enix being dumb, especially as CEO, but I do blame Sony for their downfall too. Because they keep locking all Square Enix stuff. I don't know what kind of contract they signed. They basically release all games just on Sony, and they have like this ridiculous projections that is basically they expect everyone owns everyone that owns PlayStation 4 will buy the game, and not just buy the game. So, like half of the majority of people would double dip, re-buy the game again for some reason.
It's like PlayStation, the PS5 Pro and all that other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically all consoles, all Nintendos, whatever handheld things based on console gaming is all turning out to be the same exact thing, and everyone's confident off each other trying to make stuff better. It's just going to cost them more pain, more money, until ultimately one is left standing, is burned out their funds entirely. So it sucks. Because that means either one person is going to be on top, and then one other person is going to be so down low that they're probably going to shut down their servers because of it. Just think about what happened with the Xbox 360.
It technically is a delicate balance. Xbox 360 happened for them that way, and then nowadays it's like Sony turns. And then, I hate to say this because like Sony is running a business model right now, after the success of like PlayStation 4. They running a business model to become like Apple. They basically run their business like Apple.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually partner with Apple to begin with, though.
Yeah, it's basically like right now, the Sony Entertainment System is framing their console as like the premium stuff, It's like it's expensive.
Like consoles, it kind of like better light features and whatnot. And it's like when I got the PS5, the digital version. I thought it was going to be so fun to use, and for a while it was. But once, because I think it was about after 5 months or 6 months of getting it, that let's say I bumped the machine, right? Very lightly, and it would say, oh, your console is, had an error, please, once you basically it says you unplugged the game correctly, turned off the console correctly. When leaving the game, just quitting it from saving everything, going to the main menu, quitting to the home page, and then turning off the PS5 position. So it's like, I don't understand what, it's like, I think they're just trying to get you to upgrade, so it's like they have something internal on those systems as like an excuse to try to get you to buy something else. Like they internally are ruining the console for you, so you can upgrade, essentially.
Well, technically, it's kind of like you can see that Sony does that kind of shit, and also they've been trying the best to mimic the terrible customer service of Apple.
Yeah.
And
I mean, honestly, I'm getting tired of using my Apple iPhone because I don't like having to have a credit card on file just to buy free apps. I hate that. I hate it so much.
yeah, like that's the thing. Like Sony is going down that road, and I don't think they are actually doing a good job at it too. At least Apple have like a big, like diehard fan base. But
I told my grandmother, like, she got that Apple iPhone 16, and she's like, already have a contact for her. You should have just gone with Android. You should have gone with Samsung or something else. Like, everyone's actually right now is using the Google Pixel.
yeah, that's the biggest problem about Apple is like nowadays they have been kicking out. They doing way too much update lately. So there's a lot of older phone actually can't use a lot of apps anymore.
Can you give me just one moment? I'm gonna go get my pizza downstairs. I'll be right back. Okay. Hold on back.
Nothing to note. It's just basically have a little bit chat about like Square Enix and how Sony kind of like screw up the entire gaming industry. Not entire Sony. Yes, technically Sony did that shit. It's like basically Sony convinced, or maybe like Square Enix signed some like exclusive contract with like Sony in a very bad way. Now they kind of like taking the blunt force trauma of that bad decisions. And for some reason, the CEO trying to mitigate that decisions by making a lot of NFT game. For some reasons, it's like it's a very weird decisions. And now, like you have to be thankful that Nomura being in Sony's like Square Enix, technically, he is the only backbone. There's also like Dragon Quest and stuff, but the Final Fantasy series and Kingdom Hearts series and Square Enix in Square Enix is technically the backbone of the entire company at the moment. Without them, they kind of bankrupt a long time ago. There's so many failed games in between all those kind of periods.
Alright, sorry for making you wait. I'm back.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
So what were you saying?
Oh, it's basically I'm talking to chat. It's like, the most likely case is basically Square Enix signed a very bad deal with Sony, and then they kind of stuck with that, and they've been losing money since then. Afterward, they tried to mitigate it. For some reasons, their CEO decided to say, you know how I'm going to fix it? 5 NFT game. And then he just like further wastes like a shit more ton of money in there. And if it's not because of Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy Online, and also Nomura in the company, I think Square Enix would be bankrupt ages ago. Like the entire company will went out ages ago because of that.
But I'm being honest though. I don't know. How do you feel about like EA?
EA? Oh, still the worst company in the world.
Yep.
Respawn managed to fix it a little bit, but the CEO of Respawn
Honestly,
lost all his power.
I don't know how your chat feels about this, but how do they feel? Like, what does your chat think about how they got rid of the game that everyone has been waiting for since its announcement?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of people.
Titanfall 3. Titanfall 3. What I'm talking about.
Technically, EA get rid of lots of things. It's called a company ruiner for the ruiner of all game industry for a reason. People can't have nice things, especially when they go to EA. Respawn tries his best to stay alive, and that at the end it still didn't end up well, to be honest. Because like they were having a good time at the very beginning, but EA is still EA, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, the enshittifications of lots of things. They have been relying on the FIFA a little bit way too much. So they have been like putting everything in the back burner. Now like they lost the FIFA license. They basically are trying really hard to milk every
every
publish
sports game imaginable. Every sports game.
Not just sports game. He trying to now they actually start to like why Respawn back then have much more free reign is because they have a lot of money from FIFA. But now they lost all the money from FIFA. The Respawn starting to lose all the power because like they need to milk a lot of money from them. You know, this is why like Titanfall, like all those kind of things, and like Battlefield getting rushed, and also the other game, their battle royale game is what again? I kind of Apex Legends. Now Apex Legends has been milked to no tomorrow. Mainly is because of that. Losing that FIFA license, because again, like that FIFA license is really, really the backbone of the entire company. Yeah. Like 95, like seriously, I'm not even kidding. They have the earnings call 95% of the money they earn from the entire company revenue is from FIFA.
Not just FIFA, but also like from MLB the Show and Madden. Madden games.
Here's the thing. Even those things didn't, like, pale in comparison to FIFA. FIFA stand, like, 95% of entire company earning. So if you think about, slotting in, like, Madden, like, all those stuff in there, the actual game developer in there that make normal game, like Mass Effect.
There's one game that I can tolerate that I did, well, it wasn't EA, it was Bandai Namco, I think it's how you pronounce it, right?
Bandai Namco?
Bandai Namco. Did you ever, like, I've heard a lot of mixed things, but honestly, I'm glad to have it, but I'm also not, because I was a big, Budokai Tenkaichi fan on PS2 back in the day. One of my most played games, I 100% of that thing in 2 days. I stayed up 48 hours to beat that shit. And honestly, I'm pissed off because I like the new characters they added. I like how they have all the super stuff. I like the DLC content and everything, but the fact is that charging $185 for an Ultimate Edition of a game that basically doesn't unlock the character tree right away, but it gives you access to them in like the store, is kind of a cash grab.
No. Here's the thing. Sadly to say this, it's a dilemma in all fighter game in history. You can kind of like blame Dead or Alive made it like this, but generally back in the days, how you unlock characters is
Leveling up. Or
not leveling up. It's good to play like a single player story or play arcade mode, and then like do some very difficult challenge, and then you earn like
you're talking about like the old Mortal Kombat games, right?
not just Mortal Kombat, like a lot of technically almost every fighting game function like that.
Actually, yeah, Naruto Ultimate Shippuden did that.
Yeah, lots of characters actually unlock that way, and even they adding. So there comes to a new dilemma of like new business model in gaming industry, quote unquote DLC. So that become like because they have been traditionally like unlocking characters, like DLC felt like you don't earn the characters. They always like have this dilemma issues. Should we just give you the character, or should we have a DLC character that you still have to earn it? That become a very big contentious issues in all the fighting game history, because if you do, you just let people buy the characters, they'll feel cash grab. But if you also make the character you buy, you still have to earn it. If you have skill issue, you can't earn it. You feel like you got scammed, right?
You get scammed if you own it, you try to get the content, but you don't actually
Yeah.
own it much.
So
Basically,
in a way,
sitting there
they
and
have these issues in the entire fighting game industry because of DLC. Yeah, I would say the DLC is the bane of all like fighting game at the moment. And Dead or Alive, like, have you seen how much you have to pay if you want to buy all DLC in Dead or Alive?
Have you seen how much it costs for Mortal Kombat 1? It's like almost $10 per character on Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh, don't worry.
So, yeah.
If you look at Dead or Alive, it will shock the shit out of you. You need $50K to buy all DLC.
$50K. Holy shit! And that's 50K.
I think it have been still steadily increasing because all the DLC they keep slapping onto it. You can try to go on Steam and search it. Like how much either they have a discount now because it is literally a meme. It's like those kind of like train simulator meme. It's like you need a shit tons of money to buy all the DLC. Dead or Alive is one of them. So they might reduce the price because it's a very big controversy. Yeah.
Anything I know about the gaming industry, they always do what they want to actually do what they deserve. They make profit, so.
Let me try to see. Dead or Alive.
Well, actually, I was gonna say you have to head
6.
out. I'm gonna eat my dinner, but I added you on it. Did you get my friend request on it?
Oh, yes. If having a friend request is just having a higher chance to meet each other's in like, sometimes they run.
So you can't like do like a personal calling or something friends that you meet?
You can, but they definitely need to be online for that in the first place. That's the issues. So the personal call doesn't really function that well.
Well,
The concept.
This application is still in beta, so I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
So it's not functioning like that unless it turned into an app.
This is the third time I've used this app, but honestly, I haven't been disappointed. It's a really fun app to use.
Yeah, it's a good
This
place.
model I have is my first ever model ever made for YouTube, that actually mission. And honestly, I like vibing with it. It's fun to use, fun to meet other Because honestly, right now in this entire application, I've met a lot of chill people already. Like emphasis on chill. I haven't met one single native person on here yet. So.
Well, here's the thing. This place is a clip factory in some sense. Yes, we vibing and that is a good thing, but if you streaming or recording like doing this, like here's now the best way to actually promote yourself as a content creator nowadays is to have lots of clips. And this way is like having a nice conversation, like even you do if even you just stream in one event, like usually when like one event happened, there will be like 400 people, like 100-ish people in here. Group
wait,
search.
I think that.
Yep. So one event stream, you can have 2 week worth of clip. Well, we don't really have a lot of people, so we just eventually connect again. But either way, yeah, it's a good time to take a break in between. So, bye bye, nope. You know what? Except the final quest and stuff. Request. Okay then. Go back to the chat. I remember it wrongly. I need to readjust the angle a little bit. Okay. You know what? It's actually a pretty nice model already. Let's just do the lasso. Nope. Just erased it. Alright, let's go back to the YouTube stuff while waiting for another chat to be connected. 他又说。This would be the first time I need to take a look at this.
I don't know what this is, but it's kind of hot. Are you serious? This is torture. You're torturing me and everyone else watching. Wait. This feels a lot like hell. This is fucking annoying. I don't know why you people are watching this shit anymore. The point has been made. You've seen all you need to see. Move on. Put a sock in it. No one cares.
Yeah. Ooh. This one I need to take a look.
This IRL streamer will now be facing life in prison after what unfolded on this stream, which marks the end of a one-year feud between these two IRL streamers in Las Vegas. And quick warning, this video, it's messed up, as we're talking about one streamer ending the life of another one and his wife. So now, this is by far not the normal, laughably stupid type of topic that we cover here on this channel. But due to how insane and bizarre this is, I decided I wanted to cover this as it literally just happened a couple hours ago as of filming this video. Also, as you may notice, I just moved offices, so bear with me as I'm getting my new studio set up. But meet Sin City Manny. Sin City Manny, he's an IRL streamer in Las Vegas that runs that channel alongside of Sin City Family, which he does together with his wife. And Manny, he's been beefing with another IRL streamer by the name of Finny the Legend. These two have had quite the feud for a while, which is now escalated to the worst case scenario. Unfortunately, these are extremely niche streamers, so it's hard to find all the details of the feud, but from what I'm hearing, Finny was originally a viewer of Manny. Manny was kind of a lolcow, and Finny donated to Manny to do crazy stuff. I guess that was entertaining enough to where Finny thought that he was going to start live streaming himself, goofing on Manny, and I guess donating to him to do wild stuff. Finny apparently then started to essentially take Manny's viewership and donations from fans, as Finny's streams, I guess, were more entertaining than Manny's to Manny's viewers. And it seems like often Finny was not nice to Manny at all.
Like, who leaves the house looking like that? Like, what about leaving the house like that makes you like feel like that's tight? Like when he left and he put that makeup on as a guy, and then he put the hat on with the fake cholo outfit. Like, what about that? Like, what do you think he said? Like, do you think he was like, man, I look hard tonight? Like, what is his goal? I don't get it. What's his goal? Does he want to look like a clown? Does he want to look like a cholo? What's his goal?
Manny obviously did not like this and ended up falsely copyright striking Finny's channel. Then started crashing out over each other and throwing around some extremely disrespectful language against themselves and their wives, and things just kept escalating. They at least had one interaction that I could find in real life, and this interaction apparently is where Manny goes and grabs Finny's butt while live streaming it. Why? I mean, these dudes look like they're in their 40s. The IRL streamer brain rot now has unks crashing out for some attention online. But as I said earlier, Manny falsely copyright striked Finny's channel first. So Finny, or Finny's associates, falsely copyright strike him back twice. And here, Finny essentially brags about doing this.
Let's get this clear though, y'all, because we all laugh and joke. This is a PR. This is a PR moment. We all laugh and joke, but mental illness is real, and we can clearly see this guy is mentally ill. So one thing about it, that's why I want to put it on y'all too. If he give us another strike and I got 3, y'all know that channel mean everything to him. He don't got no outside friends, nothing. I don't think I could do it in my heart. And I'm saying this on live so he can hear it too. Shout out LDT. But I don't think I can take his channel from you, man, because I think he's so close to going in the closet, man. And he's so close, man.
Dad, you know what the first thing I asked you, did you give him a strike?
Yeah.
Dad, you swing at me, we swing it back twice. Boot him to the mother boom.
Okay, so from my understanding, this happened after Manny grabbed him. And obviously, things only escalated from here as Manny was seen multiple times on stream saying and doing this directed at Finney.
Let me catch you on a red light, Finney. That fat boy over in Arizona, I got checked on. Send me the picture. I want to see that. Somebody got to do it. Teach him a lesson, homies. Make sure you be pulling up to West Place. Remember, not West Place. And it says you don't even got a car. Just pull up. Just pull up. Pull it up.
But this recent tragedy started when Finney coming to Las Vegas again, and Manny found out about this. So what does he do? Apparently, he live streams himself searching for the guy all day.
Jerome, I'm out here searching for my baby. I went through every casino there is. I heard there's one of my biggest fans here in town. I'm dying to see him. Dying to see him. What are we doing? Fuel bar tonight? Is that what we're doing? I'll be there. I'll be there. You better believe it. You come to my city and think I'm not gonna show up? You think I'm not gonna show up? I should have been the first one to be told. Right? Somebody should have sent me my invite. Mr. Marcus. That's right.
I mean, while the dude seems insane here, I don't think anyone could predict what was going to happen the following night. Because Manny found out where Finney was, and Manny's wife was live streaming on their channel, Sin City Family. And while she didn't exactly film it on her live stream, she was extremely close and you could hear every single shot ring out. Again, I'm not going to show anything violent because it doesn't have a place on this channel. I guess my main question is, did she know that her husband was going to destroy their lives forever by doing that? No clue. But is this one of the wildest things that has ever happened in IRL streaming? It's definitely up there. And here's the angle from Finney's wife's live stream. I paused right there because he drew the weapon and started firing. This whole situation is just beyond eerie. It's horrifying. It's beyond insane. I mean, the fact that some false copyright strikes on YouTube and some internet feud escalated to this is insane. Obviously, the strip was shut down, and this is what the sheriff had to say about the incident.
All right. Good morning. I'm Under Sheriff Andrew Walsh. That's ANDREWWALSH. I'm the undersheriff with the Las Vegas, the 3600 block of Las Vegas Boulevard. On Sunday, June 8th at approximately 10:40 p.m., officers from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department who were on patrol in the 3600 block of Las Vegas Boulevard heard gunfire occurring on the west side of the street. The officers immediately ran towards that gunfire, and they found two victims who were laying on the sidewalk suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. Our officers rendered medical aid to both victims, but their efforts to save those victims' lives were unsuccessful, and both victims were pronounced deceased at the scene. At this point, we believe we have the suspect identified and that this is an isolated incident, knowing that the suspect and the victim had previously engaged in some type of conflict using a variety of social media platforms.
It's insane that he went for the wife as well.
It's being made by members of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department to locate, apprehend, and arrest the suspect who is responsible for this crime. At this point, I'm not going to release any further information. We know that there is a lot of information that is circulating in social media and on a variety of platforms that are out there. What we're asking the public to do is continue to share those tips, but most importantly, please call the Crime Stoppers hotline at 702-385-5555. That's 702-385-5555. That's really important that the information come into one area, make it easier for us to capture the information that's available to the public instead of us having to go through all of the social media postings that are out there. So we can't confirm all of the information that's been posted out there, but we believe we do know who the suspect is. And that's all we have at this time. Thank you.
Wow. Well, I mean, yeah, you have video of who the guy is. You also have his wife live streaming it. So it's pretty clear who the guy is. I mean, this story actually has me speechless. This is absolute insane. As of recording this video, he's still on the run. This is just an absolute tragedy. Condolences to his family and friends affected from this, because let's be real, it's never this serious. This dude essentially went from being able to make YouTube videos to now he's forced to be on the run, and most likely he'll be caught shortly, and he'll be facing life in prison. And actually worse, because Nevada has lethal injection for cases like this. Overall, this is just a tragedy, should have never happened, but hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video when we're not talking about something this tragic.
Try to find picture of Australia. And sometimes I'm gonna search. Okay, I have to draw it like really loosely. I actually drew it like quite accurately, to be honest. To be continued. Okay. I'm going to click this, batch, export, draft. Oh wait, I think I exported in the wrong place. Export, oops. Yep. Okay, going to share this one. As a draft to my to the gang that I selected. Intro episode. Yep. Drop it to them. I'm not going to stream too long today because I'm a little bit sick. So gosh, dang, I'm tired. Sorry that I haven't looked at the chat for a while. I've been trying to look and draw. Alright. I'm back.
Saying I'm the most entertaining.
Mr. Lean? I'm gonna throw up. At what point are we just doing caricature? And how racist are we gonna go with it? Does Hood Mr. Beast like fried chicken? Fried chicken?
Base?
Can you guys believe the last time
No!
I
Frog
talked
and jump
about
scare!
Ethan is online? Never mind, it's no longer Ethan is online, it is now Eden Riley. So, and you guys know me, if people treat me with respect, I am willing to treat people with respect back. Except this person never treated me with respect, so I'm not gonna be respectful either. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying earlier, it's been half a year since the last time I talked about Ethan is online, aka Eden Riley. I thought I would never, ever make another video on this individual. If you've been a long-time viewer of the channel, you know that Ethan and I have had a back and forth. It all started when he called me out on some pretty dumb shit. I responded. I mean, just look at the amount of videos I've made of this individual. I thought it was over until today when a good friend of mine, you probably know him, he goes by a Cheeto, he made this video yesterday called The Trans YouTuber That Must Be Stopped. And I think out of everything this person has done, and trust me, they've done a lot. Damn, who the baddie on the thumbnail? And I ain't talking about the one on the right or left. So a few days ago, Eden Riley dropped this video. I do not like Hood Mr. Beast, and it is low-key one of the most racist videos online.
Hi, I'm filming under my desk today because I am scared of Hood Mr. Beast. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't want him to get me. I've also been trying to film in new places for fun. I'm kind of like Mr. Beast in that way. I'm always doing challenge-type videos and pushing the bar.
10 seconds in, and I want to end my life in front of you guys. Now, I'm not saying I'm the funniest guy. I'm not saying I'm the most entertaining guy. But for the love of God, I would rather watch paint dry in slow motion than to watch this intro ever again.
Okay, so Mr. Beast is at it again. Mr. Beast is out of control. He needs to be stopped. Someone cage the beast. Put him in the zoo. I doubt I even need to introduce who Mr. Beast is, because this is usually the part of the video where I do that. I mean, he's one of the most popular
Everyone knows who Mr. Beast is, okay? Even my mom knows who Mr. Beast is, and as a matter of fact, my mom loves Mr. Beast. So I will tolerate no Beast slander on my mama's behalf. I love how Ethan is like, Mr. Beast doesn't need an introduction. But let me show you who Mr. Beast is.
On the topic of Mr. Beast's fans, the Hood Mr. Beast trend actually started among Mr. Beast's fans on TikTok. The Hood trend isn't even unique to Mr. Beast. They did it to Donald Trump and just made him look like Tekashi 6ix9ine. Hood president.
This will be my new profile picture for Instagram, guys. Go follow it. Link in the description. Whenever I watch an Ethan Riley video, it makes me see red, alright? It makes me get violent. It makes me want to punch a baby or an old person, whichever's closest to me. It should be illegal to be this boring. You should get at least 10 years in prison for having no personality. Go crazy with the Hood version edits, guys. You have my blessing. You have my permission.
That last one just looked like her fused with Ice Spice, and that just, the implications of that are weird. Is this Hood? Like, race swapping fictional characters or like fan casting characters as black actors is one thing, but this is not that, and it's worse. I don't know, maybe I can't necessarily speak on it, but it doesn't feel like this is like representation so much as it is jokifying black culture.
Oh my god. Yeah, actually, yeah, you should not be speaking out on this, dude. Just stay in your own lane. Can you just let the kids enjoy the memes? It's not that big of a deal. It's you who are making this whole situation even more racist. This guy is literally the nerd emoji. This guy will literally write you down. Hall monitor our behavior over here.
Weird to do that. And of course, a lot of these edits are also AI, which has its own set of serious ethical questions behind it, but also makes it look like butt and poop. Way more importantly, it looks like poop and butt. But as you can see from the comments on this post of Mr. Beast's, it's a really good video, Beast's fans were practically begging him to at least acknowledge the edits that had been pretty viral on TikTok. Jimmy Beast, you gotta look at this. What does this even mean, dude? He's just, what, he was buying a soda?
How old is Eden Riley? She sounds like the old out of touch boomers who are like 60 years old and they're barely discovering what memes are. Oh, sweetie, what does Hood Mr. Beast mean? Can you please pull up lessons in meme culture? 25 years old. Bro, you are not 25 years old and you're acting like a Facebook boomer. What is this supposed to mean, honey? Are these memes racist? Can we laugh? AI bad? It's like, dude, you're literally Gen Z and you have trouble getting these memes.
Dude, I just don't get it. Like, does Hood Mr. Beast do anything? Does he have, like, power? It's just if Mr. Beast had a different haircut and clothes, and that makes him Hood. I don't know if all of these are AI, but they all look bad. They make him look like weirdly Puerto Rican, or like mixed. Is this sexy? Does this turn people on?
Yes, Eden Riley. It does turn me on. Hood Mr. Beast gets me bricked up like nothing else in this planet. Now, can we please run that back 1 second?
That makes him Hood. I don't know.
By the way, if you guys
These are
don't know, those
AI,
are
but
sarcasm.
They all look bad. They make him look like weirdly Puerto Rican.
Bro, what is this video? You know how it makes you look, right? It makes you look so much worse. I don't know if you couldn't see it. It ain't it, bro. It ain't it. You weren't cooking. Whoever told you to drop this, please fire them. As a matter of fact, you gotta unrelease this video.
It feels like they're beast washing a little bit. They're giving him like stereotypical characteristics and calling that Hood. I don't know, maybe I'm old. I just don't think it's a good thing to do. It definitely feels racist. I can't dance around that. And I think it's also really weird that Mr. Beast played into the trend too. Like commodifying the aesthetics of a culture that's come organically from black experience in America. You're really just doing cosplay at that point. It's super fucking cringe to me. It's really corny. It's nasty.
Bro's having a political moment on AI generated TikToks of something called Hood Mr. Beast. He's like, well, so this is actually rooted in racism from 1605 when African slaves broke free. And it's just like, dude, it's AI slop. It is not that serious, little bro. Chill out. Take it easy. Chillax. Maybe go outside. Maybe get some sun. Maybe get some of that vitamin D. Dude, how can you be this boring? How could you be this fucking miserable where you're watching AI slop of something called Mr. Beast Hood and you are making it political? It is not that deep.
Hood Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast's most popular TikTok of all time. His bio on TikTok even says, call me Mr. Lean now. Mr. Lean? I'm gonna throw up. At what point are we just doing caricature? And how racist are we gonna go with it? Does Hood Mr. Beast like fried chicken? No, you don't understand. It doesn't count.
Hey, yo! Based Eden Riley, I gotta subscribe right away. Fucking smashing that subscribe button, leaving a nice positive comment. Now, this is crazier than anything I've ever said. Black Mr. Beast, so I'm sure he loves KFC. Mr. Eden Riley. It is not that deep. It's just a little TikTok, alright? It's not that serious, little bro. Please go outside and interact with other humans and get off Twitter and Discord. Loki is more racist than the original Hood Mr. Beast.
Does Hood Mr. Beast like fried chicken? No, you don't understand. It doesn't count because he's a white guy. You could do anything.
I'm not doing the Hood Mr. Beast trend. Stop asking.
I don't get it. All he did was get a haircut. Okay, he's got a little designer on, I guess, and he's got money on him. It's funny that Mr. Beast's actual take on Hood Mr. Beast is probably the lamest of an already lame trend.
All right, little bro. You gotta pack it up. You gotta retire. You gotta go.
Like, I don't like Mr. Beast, but I I won't do something like just laser focusing or roasting one guy for no reasons. Like, you should roast on the actual stuff that he's actually, like, you know, people would question lots of him on. Yeah, there's not a lot of thing to watch here. I already finished my draft, so I'm just going to end the stream. Either way. Yeah, I should just start my Vupe chat, and as always, guys. Yeah, it's been like 3 hours. Have a little bit of chat, a little bit of drawing. So yeah, finish up all the draft and stuff. If Ryu say okay, I'll start drawing everything. Hi there, Moa! Well, since you're here, I can talk all about this before I end. I just got a little bit bored. And yeah. Have you visited my alternate channel? I got a second channel just for posting the comic now. I don't want my main channel that posts a comic sometimes because like I spam a lot of posts in there, so I end up getting shadow banned sometimes. So I decided to use a second channel, Twitter channel to share the comic post. Yeah. So that Twitter channel is going to solely just like post progression of the artwork, this and that, yeah, that stuff. Sometimes even my art commission stuff. It's called Kirei Voice. You can try to find that. Well, it's not exactly multiverse. I literally just going to visit every single VTubers. It just looks a little bit like multiverse kind of like style. It's just me traveling around in like different VTuber domain. So this one is basically I literally have almost zero interaction with Ryu. It's just that the entire story is like she went into a space arcade and used her mascot, which is a flying pig, to grab some to grab a plushie in there. Basically, she cheats in the arcade. And then one of her friends I frame as a police that caught her, and then basically she ran away from the popo, and while halfway the chase, I opened a portal and then came out and be like, I'm tired, just come out, stretch my leg while I'm traveling inside the void, and then be like, just appeared right in front of her, and then she be like, and then crash onto me. I want to add like the most beautiful like effect on my face that when I get hit by the hit by the UFO. But yeah, end up like because she crashed onto me, like she end up crash landed into Australia because of that. Technically, here's the thing, like she have a law that she crashed into Australia, but she never told anyone that she never told anyone like how Ryu managed to crash into Australia. She only have a law that she crashed into Australia. As for Axel one, here's the thing. This is the Axel one. I still really like this meme. Actually, if you kind of like see it here, every comic now and then, if the characters or anything I made is like good, it's a good use on the if the anything I made in the comic that can be taken out as an emote, I will turn that into emote and give it to them. And I will also plaster them into behind the scene. Like right now, you can see like now Axel have like 4 emote in here that I made. So as time progressed, my background, like this like shifting background was just escalating, having like more and more stuff like behind the scene will just keep on like scrolling past. So expect more and more shit will happen in here. Yee. So yeah. Hold on a bit. Let's go back to this. All right. So this is that one. And funny thing is like this shiny booty axolotl. Shiny booty axolotl is basically yeah, I can try to like watch it in the future. It's not now. This is because especially when it comes to song, YouTube is not really YouTube is not really generous on the copyright thing. I don't want to get my channel flagged too much on the copyright claim. Here's the thing. Actually, you might not notice, if you get copyright claim multiple times on certain stuff, your channel will get shadow banned for quite a while. And I'm not even kidding about that. For a guy who do daily stream, it's really hard for me to stop streaming. So it's going to be difficult if I got shadow banned, because usually when you got shadow banned, you have to be in good behavior for maybe weeks or months to actually like get lifted. For Twitter one, actually my main Twitter account has been shadow banned for 2 years. Yes, for 2 fucking years. Finally, when I start to say create a new account and then like use the main account to do like a final complaint about complain about the shadow ban I have, I only got like below 50 views, this and that, this stuff, like for my Twitter post. And I go and check again. My shadow ban got lifted. Finally. After 2 fucking years. Yeah. I'm trying my best to like be slightly in good behavior, so at least I'm not getting shadow banned, So this is one of the reasons why I put the comic in another new like alternate account, because I don't want my comic go to waste for the effort I put in it, and then I get shadow banned from the stupid shit I do in my main channel. So yeah, so I've got a second like Twitter channel now to post all this like webcomic stuff. Actually, if you see the Easter egg, basically she did the void slash thingy. She only managed to hit this axolotl 3 times. The rest of it is miss. and then basically just say like axolotl have like very good healing abilities, this and that, yeah, that stuff. And then I interrupted halfway of the lessons. Yeah, I really like this part. It's basically like, here's the thing, axolotl actually literally half of the head can be chomped off by another axolotl or like fish. It will still regrow back. And apparently they test like the memories of the axolotl. Even though the head is got chomped off, and then when they regrow back the brain, literally they regrow back the brain, they still retain the memories and function like all the proper functions of like that missing brain part. I was like, holy shit, how did they manage to do that? But still, it's basically this is the understanding when I say like, so even the brain got chopped off, still can regenerate. So if you cut Axel straight down the middle, can we get double Axel? So I immediately prepare a samurai sword ready for that. So yeah, this is the first like visiting a comic I made. I'm going to make more. Best to share it in my outer find my outer channel and then share it. I actually share the post of my outer channel a lot. Sort of like cross promotion, those kind of stuff. Yeah, technically, in some sense, you like if the axolotl can survive the attack, they will like regenerate from it. No, axolotl can't really regenerate once the stomach is actually not there, because here's the thing, they required food and substance, like like energy and material to like regenerate back. If the heart and the like stomach is not there, they can't digest food, so they don't have material to sort of like replace and heal over it. So yes, axolotl can lose their limb, can lose their gill, can even lose their brain, but what they can't lose is their heart and their their heart and their like stomach. Yes, they do have a weakness. So you won't be able to cut a axolotl limb and then the limb will grow another axolotl. They still need the main body there. The main body means, which means is the stomach and the heart of the axolotl. Obviously the mouth too. They still need to eat and breathe. Regeneration sounds awesome, but it doesn't come out from nowhere. It have to come out from somewhere. So the stuff they ate and the stuff they breathe in, all the material they inhale, is the thing that sort of like provide the material to regenerate. So this is why when we are hurt, we have a wound, we have to try to eat very healthily, because it's draining a lot of our body, like energies and a lot of things to heal back. This is why when surgery, they would want you to eat really, really healthy, because they want you to provide material to your wound, so they would regenerate and rebind it together using all the stuff that you just ate. And one of the reasons why all mothers have a lot of like back issues, not just all like hormonal issues, or like they somehow like suddenly become fatter or somehow become super thin after like giving birth, is they literally use up a lot of energies and like what half that is inside their body, like their bone marrow. Literally, they are losing bone marrow from giving birth, from having a baby. It's because those bone marrow have a lot of nutritious material in there. So all those kind of like immune system, like nutritious material is actually sent to the babies. This is why they have to eat really healthy and really nutritious food, so it doesn't tap into the bone marrow that much. So, human biology 101, the more you know. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, you can ask anything. I'm the kind of guy who know a little bit way too much everything. Unless it's some troll questions, I might not be able to answer you. Aside from that, it's like any question I can ask, you can ask, I will answer you seriously. Again, axolotl have a very powerful regeneration ability, but only on their limbs and like exterior areas. So if you cut the ear will grow back. But obviously, Axel, in real life, she's not an actual axolotl. So yeah, don't do that in real life. But do that to like actual VTuber Axel, yes. If you draw a fan art, she lost an arm. She actually can grow back the arm. Arm, ears, even eyeball actually. But that would be like in somewhat of a horror story. Unless you want to draw a horror comic for her. Like a fan art comic of a horror comic of her. Like generally it's like the losing limb part is not really I would say like a PG friendly artwork. Nah, you can just give her a superhero story. What is her superhero power? Regenerations. Take shot for everyone. Yeah, when it comes to Guru stuff, technically it's more or less in a way like it's a it's a fetish story in some sense. So like, don't try to think about it too much. Yeah. Unless you want to draw a horror story, then yeah, you can. Long as there's no major arteries like disconnected, she can literally, crack her neck to like 360s, and then long as you turn it back, technically they can regenerate. Long as it didn't like the damage didn't like go after the spinal cord and stuff. Yeah, imagine she literally actually like, here's the thing, you can, if you want to make like a short fan story, you can literally have her, being the MVP of Haunted House. she literally can chop her arm off and scare the crap out of people. Like you can actually do that. It's like a story is like she scared people so much, and then like the coworker be like, "Oh, nice effect you have there. Like how do you do it? The arm bleeding and everywhere." Oh, I actually chopped my head off. The guy be like, "Wait, what?" And then Axel just like hold that chopped off hand, just like slap back onto it, and then it just like regenerate back. Yeah, I know, like the big brain moment. But either way, yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I finished my draft for this work. And then you show binding. Also, Yeah, either way. So I got most of the things finished in here. So I'm going to take a break since I got all the draft made. Well, technically my character can do that, but yeah, he just doesn't. Either way, yeah, I'm a little bit sick yesterday. Now it's like I'm actually really sick. At the very beginning of the stream, if you scroll into the front, I sounds terrible. Because I eat Panadol, so like I like, you know, I am like you know, I have, because like Panadol, I have like slightly more energy, but doesn't mean like it's going to last forever. Yeah, I'm not sure what things are wrong with me. Most likely it's like, you know, like those kind of like your throat is like, you know, the two big balls that grow up, and like, you know, like sore throat. Yes, sore throat. That thing like kind of like, you know. Oh, don't worry. He already erased the entire third dimension once by accident. I need to draw a lot more filler story arc in the futures, because like right now I need to at least like establish a few visitation chapters first to give myself a certain reputations before I can do my filler arc story. Filler arc story is basically in between time. I would draw a little bit of like side story about like my lore and stuff added into it. Is basically why my character is so fucking OP. There's a reason. Kirei, in a sense, he is the void itself. He is in between all the dimension. But while at the same time, there's a lot of parallel version of him. Kirei is the only person that decided to talk to human out of all the parallel version of him. And in fact, if you kind of like line up, compare all the parallel version of Kirei, the version you're seeing right now, this guy is actually the strongest among all the parallel version of all Kirei. And there's like 8 other Kirei that decided to turn into an anime or like humans to have contact with like humanities. There's only 8 versions of him. One of them is actually girls. Yes, try to think this. There's infinite amount of like different version of Kirei. There's only a few that learns how to talk, and then there's even more viewers that decided to turn himself into a being, a physical being that can talk to people and then go and interact with humanities. There's only 8 of them. And all those people are actually way weaker than most like Kirei. The version, this Kirei you are looking at right now is the only one that can walk across dimensions. Because he's strong enough. He is the main void. He is the origin of all void. This is why he's so OP. The rest of the 7 other like void that decided to have physical form and like talk to people, they only can kind of like pseudo communicate with each others, or you know, like travel to each other void locations. They can't really like roam around inside the void and go anywhere they want. Kirei is the only one that can do that, so that so they have like a very like you know, do a lot of things. It's like compare like the second, like if you want to put the ranking system above among like, all this 8 Kirei, it's like the second Kirei, the second strongest, and the first strongest Kirei, the gap is actually so big that you can't measure. So it's just this Kirei is just flat out OP. Because my title in either way would say I am the void itself. Because I am a scientist, so I know how to write a proper void. Void is actually, like a lot of people when they think about the word void, they would think about, you know, they would think about like how would I say? Well, I study engineering and also 3D animations, and also I do material science and stuff. I know lots of things about science. So yes, when it comes to like, because for me, I'm of my own like understanding. So the way I wrote Kirei is in a very, very like scientific way. Instead of like most people when they think about void and stuff, even that theme around void, they are literally theming it, you know, like based on Cthulhu, kind of like those kind of magical type of void, the abyss, Cthulhu void, like all those kind of things, like, or like the League of Legend, like the void thingy, is in the dimensions or something like that. For me, my void is actually legitly the actual personification of the void. It's the actual void. It's like, it's the thing that's surrounding the entire universe. The universe infinitely expand into the void, and that I am that void. The gap in between all the dimension, the space, all those kind of things, between all the parallel, I am the empty part in between all those gaps. I'm the bubble that I am literally the barrier for all dimension. Essentially, I'm a walking, talking Dokodemo. If you don't know what Dokodemo is actually like, you know, like the Doraemon have like that door that can like go anywhere. Yes, I'm essentially the glorified version, the anime version of the door. Like in between that gap. So, and here's the case. If you manage to land yourself inside the void, if you talk, you will hear your voice. Like, here's the thing. You think like the void have no air, no things, no this, no that. There's basically nothing. Because when you actually decided to talk inside the void, you will hear your voice in every direction. Because here's the thing, there's no concept of direction inside the void. While there's no air, no this, yes, physical stuff, atom, the concept of atom doesn't exist in that. So technically, you can, if you somehow manage to stay in the void, if you talk in the front, you will hear your voice up, down, left, right, bottom. Why? It's because they are everywhere. The void is in between all the dimension stuff, so it's literally touching every direction in the same time. So they have no direction inside the void. This is why the void cannot be navigated by the other like the other seven version of me can't navigate in there, because like they don't have a they can't sense the direction, so they can't really like go to anywhere. The only way they can travel inside the void is to have some sort of like beacon, you know, like it's like a lighthouse that like show people the location where they should go, and so they only can go to each other locations. Unlike the original version, like this one that you're looking at, he can actually he can actually tell the direction and go around it. He is a paradoxical existence of all void. Most likely case, he is the original void. Because here's the thing, Kirei have this one ability, is to split himself apart, but it's not like when he split himself apart, he, like, the other version of him is going to have, like, autonomy, or, like, you know, they can think themselves. No. He actually manually controlling them. And one of the character among the 8 one, actually suspect that they are actually one of the original Kirei clone, actually. It's just that somehow they gain sentience, aside from from a very, very earlier time, instead of like, you know, like in between time, like the power they used. So yeah, Kirei is a little bit too overpowered, and he have like this one strange properties, that is the blind spot. He is the void of everything, so he is devoid of everything. When you see him, you can try to, like, if he's in your vision, you would see a silhouette of a person's there. No matter, like, you circle around it, climb up to a stair, look down on it, you will see him facing toward you. Like, standing facing toward you. Because he doesn't have a dimensions. He exists in all dimensions in the same time. So no matter what direction you see, you will see him standing, staring at you menacingly. But not actually menacingly. It's more like, so even you walk close to him, if I stand in one spot, like even like you walk close to me, you reach your hand out, want to touch me, you can't. It's like your hand definitely, like in your vision, your hand is definitely on me, but you can just, swipe around. You can't actually touch me. That is because like I exist in all dimensions at the same time. So I also basically infinitely. So I'm there and not there at the same time. So you kind of like can see me, but you can't actually touch me. Like a ghost, but not exactly. Even like ghost is like you can sort of like put your hand in them, but you can't even put your hand in me. I mean, like you only can put your hand on me, but you can't feel like you're touching anything. Or like you felt like your hand is like being pushed to somewhere, or like you can feel any touch or stuff like that. There's nothing there. How I'm actually apply the makeup? Well, by the way, like my face is just a black silhouette, so I don't really have a face. This one is the one that you're seeing right now is just a makeup. So how do I actually manage to apply the makeup? You can see all this purple thing like covering me sometimes, like all this gadget and stuff. They are actually like in my lore. I went to 2D realm and talked to one sentient anime characters about my issues. She made a gadget for me that create a light technologies that kind of like anchor me into like one dimensions. So because of that, people can finally able to touch me. So I can put makeup on my face. So this face is actually fake. And funny thing is, there's actually like among the like there's like 8 version of me, right? So like 8, like there's 8 of me. I'm the one of them. And then all 8 of them, there's one female only. Yes, there is a gender bender version of Kirei versions like out there somewhere. Only one though. Actually, they like we kind of live in the same studio. Like my law is actually I accidentally destroyed the dimensions. Even though it got fixed, I got banned to be in there. I still want to talk to human, so I found a different way to go around that way, become a VTubers, and then just like talk to people that way. So you're seeing the screen one is actually me, like legitly is me. I just hired a voice actor to like do my voicing because people can't hear 2D language. So yes, and the location I'm currently reside in is in 2D realm. So in 2D realm, there's a lot. They actually have a lot of like sentient being in there. Like I live with a group of sentient anime characters that live in the studio that we are going to film a anime out. But due to like our kind of like curse that been laid upon in this studio, we actually are trying our best to make, like those kind of like anime that kind of like just like one-time skit and those kind of stuff like this and that, yeah, the other things. It's like it's somehow like the time stop over there. Like no matter what they do, it's like they can't escape the fate or something like that. Our fate is actually we try our best to film an anime, but we never being able to film one because we don't have any budget. We are always trying to work like 5-6 jobs in the same time. Like take like 5-6 roles in the same times. I am the stand-in directors and the actor in there in the same time. And there's also someone is like the pyrotechnic and the actor in there. Someone is like the technicians and the actor in there. Also is a makeup artist, the one that make this ring though. So basically, like I want to have a lot of filler arc stories about them, like what happened over in the studio when I'm not there. So they basically have a lot of discussion about my power and stuff. So that is basically how I establish myself as a lore inside this comic. So yeah. If you read my comic, the first intro comic, like that basically is show like two of the other characters in there. Like Kanon, like the girls technicians that made the ring and stuff. And also Flamer, the pyrotechnicians. Like he have a very funny trait, because his funny trait is actually what I call it, because he is a very diligent person. He learned that we do not have budget to have explosions and stuff like pyrotechnic and stuff. So he went on a journey to learn every single type of things that can create fire, like fire bending, or like pyrokinesis, or like scientific kind of like fire. Pyrokinesis is like using mental power to create fire, and then there's like magic, sorcery about how to create fire, this and that, yada stuff. Like any kind of thing that can create fire, he learned about it. So he is the master of fire. He mastered it so much to a point you can lit himself on fire, he won't get burned. Too bad. If you want, you have to make your own story. You can't add more into the Kirei story. The Kirei story is my lore, and it's already been established. I don't want to add too much stuff into it. There's 8 versions of him for reasons, actually. That's also a lore behind it. Yeah, like say, like if you want to make one yourself, just make one yourself. But the problem is like you can't really like have it in my lore, because like I already have a certain like story been like linked to why there's only 8 persons in there. Yeah, you want to have fun with it. You can have fun with it to make a fan out or something like that. But here's the thing, like when I come to say like this 8 version of me is 8 version that decided to contact human in this method, you know? The female version one go for a slightly different method. She went into actual human world because she knows how to control power a little bit more, so she doesn't destroy the 3D, like the third dimensions, which is the real world. In yours is the physical real world. So she actually lived in her own parallel world as an idol, and a very successful one among all the version. Like you know. No. This Kirei actually like aware of all the void. That's the thing. But he just don't bother to like take care of anything at all, because like he just don't give a shit. So there's definitely a lot more other versions of Kirei, not just 8 of them. So you don't have to list them within the 8. The 8 version of him is actually the closest similarity of him, having a humanoid body and everything. There's definitely other version of Kirei's that is in different not human form. But the only things that have human form that interact with humanities, only 8. There's only 8 versions of them for a very particular reason. I don't want to spoil that story. In futures, I will like write that down. Like I will put it in the filler arc story. Because here's the thing, I've been cooking Kirei as a character for like you know? How would you say, like, I've been cooking this story for ever since I was teenagers. I'm 30 years old now, so like it's been like not even teenagers. I think like 13 years old. I've already been starting cooking this story, so it's like close to 20 years at this point. So yeah, when it comes to like story getting like being a little bit rigid at this point, yes, it is going to be very rigid. You can have your own personal canon story, you know? It's like, I'm fine with it. But in my own brain, my canon story has been set stone. I cannot move it, shift it, or anything like that. So you can have fun with like what you're doing. But either way, yeah, I'm really tired right now because I'm still having a fever at the moment. So yeah. Either way, as always, everyone stay healthy, stay safe, because I am going to take a nap. Man, I am actually really tired. So, good day, and stay tuned on the next stream. Next stream, I will try to, like, you know what, wake up a little bit earlier and do Vupe chat and proper Vupe chat and drawing at the same time. Okay. Unlike today. Today I want to do Vupe chat, but my voice is like way too tired. I can't muster out any strength before I take Panadol. So, yes, now I can talk, but at the very beginning of the stream, holy shit, I really trying my best to talk. I really don't have the energy to talk. Man. Anyway, yeah. Bye-bye.